Perhaps going down leg side as well. Dhoni was not interested at all, didn't even appeal. This time comes forward and defends back to the bowler. The ball just dies down halfway through the pitch. Well, that LBW shout, pitched outside off, hitting outside off. And Dhoni having a clear view, now clear why he was not interested at all. The slip fielder still in position for Kuldeep Yadav for Finch. And this time on the leg stump, and he's flicked it very softly towards square leg for a single. Gets a strike, and at the end of 12 overs, it's 77 for no loss. Kuldeep Yadav giving away 8 runs. And the towel, first appearance of the towel. It is out now, a white towel. Couple of fielders coming on as well as substitutes. They are coming with towels as well. One of them Virat Kohli, which means an Aaron Finch had called right, and now due is here at the Jamta Stadium. Might be a factor today. We're talking to Lakshman Sivaramakrishnan in the afternoon. He said that he had spoken to the groundsman. There was no dew yesterday. They were not expecting dew today either, but the Indian team is out with towels. And more often than not, that is a sure shot sign that there is some dew about. Day-night game, starting a little early. And 1:30 p.m. local time. Meanwhile, there's a bowling change now. Kedar Jadhav is into the attack. Took a wicket in the last game, along with his half-century. 26 wickets, averages 5 overs every time he comes on to bowl in ODI cricket. He's bowling with the mid-wicket, extra cover, backward point and square leg. Flatter delivery to Aaron Finch on the off stump, who's forward and pushes it back to the bowler for no run. So the variations for Kedar Jadhav are over arm, side arm and really side arm, and this time the last delivery was really side arm as Finch flicks it down towards square leg. No run added. He's your regular pie chucker, Kedar Jadhav, very effective in picking up wickets. Jadhav this time little side on to Finch, who flicks it again to square leg. So no run added so far in 3 deliveries, giving better control in comparison to Jadeja and Kuldeep. But it's all about wickets. India need wickets. Jadhav to Finch, little side arm delivery there again, driven straight to Virat Kohli at extra cover. No run added. 34 not out of 46 deliveries. This time really side on from Jadhav and driven by Finch straight to cover. Diving stop there, but no run added. So good over so far from India's point of view. He's changing his pace a lot. 84 clicks that last delivery, really slow. Played it down the ground, too long off for a single. End of over number 13. It's 78 for no loss.
Jill, I need your help. My mum has dementia. She lives in the bush and won't leave. How can I support her?
Jim, you need agecare101.com.au. You'll need to take action, but also respect her wishes. You can search for local care homes which support dementia. Every home in the country is listed on Aged Care 101. We also spell out your options. Educate yourself at agecare101.com.au. It's your 101 for aged care.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second One-Day International, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Looking at Aaron Finch's scores from 2018, he was in great form at the start of the year. 200s and a half century against England, and then again 100 in the summer against England. Since then it's been a dry spell, but today he's looking good for the money. Start of a new over for Ravindra Jadeja, change of ends for him. He's coming from the pavilion end, fuller delivery on the off stump and driven by Finch towards cover for a single. He's moved on to 36. And Khwaja, 35, not out. He's facing Ravindra Jadeja now. Change in field. That slip fielder has gone to a leg slip now. Rohit Sharma. Extra cover, point and backward point in position for Khwaja as well. This time straight down the leg side and turned off his hips by Khwaja for a single down to square leg. Score moves on to 80 for no loss, 171 of 220 balls. That's the required equation for Australia. They'll be very happy with the start. Coming round the wicket to Aaron Finch. He's driven it down the ground. Work to do for Kedar Jadhav at long on. But just a single there. Finch moving on to 37. The score 81 for no loss. So this is the best start for Finch since that 100. He had scores of this time he takes a single. Khwaja takes a single down the ground towards long on. That's 4 singles from this over so far. Dabbed down and played a dot ball towards the bowler on that last delivery. So the first dot delivery in this over. Finch on strike for the last ball. Back of length, tries to cut it away, but plays it straight to extra cover for a no run. 4 runs from that last over. 14 overs gone, 82 for no loss. Since that 100 against England in England, he's had scores of 22, 5, 41 and 11. So that 41 against South Africa at Adelaide Oval in November 2018, his highest since the last time he scored 100. Of course, he struggled against India at home. But now, he's 4 runs away of his best score in almost a year. After 14 overs, India were 54 for 2. In 2019, 4 ODIs for Aaron Finch, a highest of 14 and average of 6.5, which of course was before this game. It has improved just a bit with his 37 here. As Kuldeep Yadav, change of ends for him too. He's coming from the north end now, or the radio box end. Fuller delivery on the off stump, still a slip in position and played down the ground by Khwaja, but no run added. Straight to extra cover. Back of length from Kuldeep, cuts away towards point for a single. Jasprit Bumrah, the fielder. India now wondering where that wicket is going to come. This was back of the hand from Kuldeep. Waited. Hit the pad first, but it was not in line. Happy to play it off his pad was Khwaja. He's moved on to 38. Partnership worth 83 now. Of course, this is the partnership for the first wicket. Kuldeep to Finch. This time, loud appeal, and the finger has gone up. It was a Fuller delivery on the off stump, hit it on the full. He was trying to attempt a sweep, but completely missed the line. And he's walking off. I wasn't so sure. Sitting right behind the umpire. It'll be very interesting to see the visuals. I thought he had something there on DRS, but of course Usman Khwaja deferred, and Australia have lost their first wicket. 83 for 1 in the 15th over. Here are the visuals again from Kuldeep. It was a straighter one, held its line. Impact perhaps in line. Still waiting for the ball tracker, but Finch walks back for the first time, scoring some semblance of form. 37 of 53, and India have their first wicket. Kuldeep with the breakthrough in his second over. Just the 1 run of it. But in comes Sean Marsh, who is arguably Australia's finest ODI batsman in recent times. Remember that Adelaide 100 against India? Used the crease really well against the spinners, the entire depth of the crease, and could use the same ploy today as well. Last 6 ODI innings for Shaun Marsh: 71, 62, 754, 131 and 39, and they are all against India. So, slip now still in position. 2 left-handers at the crease. Change in field. We have, well, no change in field, change in personnel on the field. It's Jasprit Bumrah who's gone to deep point, as Kuldeep Yadav bowls on the off stump. Front foot defence by Shaun Marsh, first up. 35 years of age, 64th match, 2,536 runs so far, averaging 42.27. This time again, front foot defence to Kuldeep Yadav, no run added. Here are the visuals. Pitched outside the line. Impact was umpire's call. Wicket would have been umpire's call as well. So Australia would have not lost their review, but certainly it would have not made a change to the umpire's decision. And therefore Finch was right to walk off. Another dot delivery to end the over. It is 83 for 1 after 15.
Darwin and the Territory's unique military history is a story that is now being shared with all Australians at Territory Tribute. Until Anzac Day, Territory Tribute features a host of events, including the International Military Writers' Festival from April 5 to 7. Author talks, panel discussions and literary sessions will entertain, inform and inspire those with a passion for wartime history. Discover the Territory and its military history. Travel packages available now. Visit territorytribute.com.au.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Bowling attack, and it's Kedar Jadhav who's now bowling from the pavilion end, replacing Ravindra Jadeja again. Second over for Kedar Jadhav. Fuller delivery on the off stump, and Marsh plays it for a dot delivery to extra cover. This time Fuller delivery on the off stump once more for the second delivery of the over, and cut it away, but there's third man up in the circle. So Jadhav starting with 2 dot deliveries once again. Extra cover in a catching position, but there's also mid-off, which is a little wider, a little squarer, and that has done the trick. Jadhav with a side-on delivery to Shaun Marsh, who's hit it up in the air and straight to Virat Kohli in that squarish mid-off position. And that's 2 wickets quickly for India. Kedar Jadhav has struck. Slow-paced, looping up, and Kohli is pumped up. It wasn't Shaun Marsh, beg your pardon, it was Usman Khawaja. He's gone for 38. Both the in-form openers removed now. And when I say in-form, they've got starts. 37 for Finch, 38 for Khawaja. But they are now both back in the hut. And we have another new batsman at the crease. 83 for 2 in the 16th over. Kuldeep striking in the last over, Jadhav in this current over. And finally, the crowd is back up to, well, they've come back to life, let's just say that. It's Peter Handscomb who's walking to the crease now. No surprise that they've held back Glenn Maxwell. So Jadhav has struck 1 for 1 of 9 balls. It was nicely looped up to Khawaja, who hit it in the air. Just a loose shot, didn't check it. And Virat Kohli's field placing worked. He was himself stationed at a squarish mid-off. He's now moved on to extra cover. There's nobody at the short extra cover position that was there earlier. In fact, it's Peter Handscomb who's a right-hander, so Virat Kohli is at a mid-wicket position now. So square leg is a little straighter in the circle. You also have extra cover and backward point on the offside. There is no long on, but there is long off. Kedar Jadhav coming over the wicket to Peter Handscomb, who drives the first ball down the ground to long off for a single and gets off the mark. It's 84 for 2, and suddenly Australia have to rebuild from scratch. Right, it's the same field now that was deployed for Khwaja. It's been deployed for Marsh. Short extra cover, a wideish mid-off, and there is long off in position as well. He dabs it down towards third man for a single. Shikhar Dhawan comes in from deep cover to cut it off, and Shaun Marsh gets off strike. In fact, gets off the mark with 2 runs. There is still one more delivery to go, so he'll have to wait to get off strike. Kohli really happy with that wicket, with that plan that worked with Kedar Jadhav. Round the wicket comes Jadhav to Shaun Marsh once again. It's Fuller on the off stump. He comes forward and prods it for a defence. And that's end of over number 16. It's 86 for 2.
Right now, at all good golf retailers and pro shops, the all-new TP5 and TP5X golf balls are waiting for you. Played by some of the best golfers in the world like Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, Jason Day and Mark Allen. Achieve 8 yards further from your irons and 6 yards further from your driver. Give yourself better performance in the wind and total greenside control with the all-new TP5 and TP5X from TaylorMade. Engineered to be better than your current ball. Now at all good golf retailers and pro shops.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Shikhar Dhawan at backward point. We have extra cover. Kohli at mid-wicket. There's square leg also. This time Fuller delivery on the middle stump, and Handscomb plays it down towards long on. Vijay Shankar, the fielder there, just a single. He gets off strike. 2 not out for Handscomb. Marsh on 2 not out as well. Australia in need of a partnership. Change in field for Shaun Marsh, of course. Extra cover is in a catching position. There's backward point. Mid-wicket, a little squarer. And there is mid-on in place as well. Not to mention there's also slip. Rohit Sharma, ever present. Kuldeep Yadav now bowling to Shaun Marsh. This left and right combination. He comes forward and defends it back to the bowler. No run added there. I think this is the contest for this game now. Shaun Marsh, how can he contend with the spinners? 10 runs and 2 wickets in the last 4.2 overs. This time a thickish outside edge, and he's managed to control it enough and play it past the slip fielder. Chased there by Jasprit Bumrah from backward point. Chased there by Jasprit Bumrah from backward point. But the batsmen are able to cross. With that, Marsh moves on to 4, and the score is 89 for 2. And like I said, for me, this is the contest of this game. How Shaun Marsh gets along against Kedar Jadhav. Ravindra Jadeja and Kuldeep Yadav is going to define the course of this game. Rocks back and cuts it away this time towards the point and takes a single. So 2 quick wickets for Australia, undoing their good opening partnership. 90 for 2 now in the 17th over. 161 needed of 200 balls. This could go down to the wire, as Indian coach Ravi Shastri would say. Kuldeep Yadav to Peter Handscomb, this time turning it into the right-hander. The leg break, and he moves back and pushes down to long off for a single. So far 5 runs from this over. Opening partnership worth 83 runs. And then that was Aaron Finch. And without a run added between Khwaja and Marsh, the second wicket came as well. Last ball of this over then, Kuldeep to Shaun Marsh. This time the usual leg break as well, and he's flicked it off his pads down towards deep square leg for a single. That's the end of the over. 17 gone, and it's 92 for 2.
Every child deserves a quality education. Australia's strong economy is helping to deliver record funding for government, independent and Catholic schools. From $17.5 billion in 2017 to over $31 billion in 2029. We want teachers to have the support they need to help students feel ready for the future. To find out what this means for government, independent and Catholic schools, visit education.gov.au/quality schools. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Australia lost both their openers, the same score of 83 within a space of 6 deliveries, and now with new men at the crease, India would certainly fancying that they can try and put a stop to things, as the next one is hit down the ground to long on, as Sean Marsh will pick up a single, move on to 7 of 11 deliveries. Hanscom on 3. Run rate required just a shade under 5, but a couple of quiet overs will see push that up past 6. Next one from Kedar Jadhav, placed to the right of mid-wicket, but a diving Rohit Sharma prevents any chance of a run. Score remains at 93 for 2. Target for Australia 251 as India were bowled out for 250 after being put in by the Australian captain, who won the toss. This time again pushed there by Sean Marsh for another single. Peter Hanscom, beg your pardon, right-handed Peter Hanscom, 4 runs for him in 5 deliveries. Sean Marsh will now face up to Kedar Jadhav, who got that wicket of Osman Khwaja, caught by Kohli at mid-on, placing it to the long on is Sean Marsh. Another easy single for him. So far 3 runs in this over, 2 dot balls, 5 deliveries gone. Team chasing at Nagpur have won 6 times out of 8 matches. Only on 2 occasions have the teams batting first played, and this time cut square, long chase there for Kuldeep Yadav from short third man, will pick up and return, but not before the batsmen have picked up 2 more. So 18 overs gone, Australia 97. 2 more. So 18 overs gone, Australia 97 for 2. Marsh batting on 8, Hanscom on 6 as the drinks come onto the field. Australia chasing 251 for victory, need 154 of the remaining 192 deliveries.
Every child deserves a quality education. Australia's strong economy is helping to deliver record funding for government, independent and Catholic schools. From $17.5 billion in 2017 to over $31 billion in 2029. We want teachers to have the support they need to help students feel ready for the future. To find out what this means for government, independent and Catholic schools, visit education.gov.au/quality schools. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Every child deserves a quality education. Australia's strong economy is helping to deliver record funding for government, independent and Catholic schools. From $17.5 billion in 2017 to over $31 billion in 2029. We want teachers to have the support they need to help students feel ready for the future. To find out what this means for government, independent and Catholic schools, visit education.gov.au/quality schools. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres. This is Macquarie Sports Radio, a new sound in sport. We will rock you. All sports, all the time.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place. Singing, we will rock you.
Macquarie Sports Radio.
All sports, all the time.
At Macquarie Sports Radio. When we say all sports, all the time, we mean it.
Virat Kohli.
Pleasure's all mine.
Craig Lowndes.
Thank you very much, guys. Sam Kerr.
Hello.
Dennis Committee.
Nice to talk with you.
The great Gertley Ambrose.
Nice to be here.
Mark Schwartzer.
Thanks, guys.
Mark Webber.
Hello. How are you, mate? Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
This is your new home ground.
I love all my sport, and that's why I listen to Macquarie Sport.
Macquarie Sports Radio.
At the end of 18 overs, they are chasing a paltry target of 251, making batting look easy was the opening partnership, but then the moment both of them was dismissed within a span of 6 deliveries, all of a sudden a bit of pressure on Australia. Kuldeep Yadav to continue from the commentary box end. One slip as he bowls to Sean Marsh, pushed away slowly between point and cover before Jasprit Bumrah can run in from square cover. Square third man. It is a single there for Sean Marsh. He moves on to 9. Hanscom on runner ball 6 will now take strike against Kuldeep Yadav. Slip stays in position because India need wickets. Need them in a bunch. Kuldeep was the one who got the breakthrough, trapping the Australian captain Aaron Finch plumb in front. Next one from Kuldeep, just pitching on the middle and off, and a bit of a bounce there. Pushed away by Hanscom towards cover. No chance of a run. Score remains at 98 for 2. Hanscom on 6. Next one is pitched on off and middle. This time clipped away towards the mid-wicket area and will pick up another easy single as this one from Kuldeep Yadav, certainly making a lot of asking a lot of difficult questions from the Australian batsman. Is given away just 17 runs this time. Left-handed Sean Marsh playing it straight to short cover. Virat Kohli, the man there, picks up and throws in a hard return to Mahendra Singh Dhoni. One bounce. 99 for 2. Australia chasing 251 for victory. Slip. Rohit Sharma crouches. This time cut. Deep point there in position. Will return. Just the 1 run. Possible 3 runs off the 5 deliveries in this over so far. So fairly economical. Kuldeep Yadav got given away 18 runs in his 4 overs so far. Should be the last delivery of this over. This time driven straight back. There is protection at long on, and a single is all that Australia and Peter Hanscom will get, and that also completes the over. 19 overs gone. It's 101 for 2 Australia.
You would never do an incomplete job. So why do an incomplete job when hiring? It's free to list jobs on Indeed, and our CV screening tool helps you find great candidates easily. No search for great staff is complete without posting your job on Indeed. Post today at indeed.com/free. Terms, conditions, quality standards and usage limits apply.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
New over started by Kedar Jadhav. Peter Hanscom waits and just turns it round the corner towards the fine leg area. Picks up another easy single. Score moves on to 102 for 2. And the 20th over, once again Australia trying to build a partnership. This one worth 16 so far. required run rate shade below 5, so no real need to get a move on. Sean Marsh this time pushes one to deep point. Shikhar Dhawan will pick up and return, but not before single has been taken. 103 now for 2 brings Peter Hanscom on strike. Peter Hanscom batting on 9, Sean Marsh on 11. Hanscom has faced just 10 deliveries for his 9. No boundaries from either batsman yet. Kedar Jadhav had Usman Khwaja caught by Kohli. The next one is pushed down to the long on fielder, and single once again. Easy pickings for Peter Hanscom. Moves on to 10. Double figures for Hanscom as well. 11 now. Sean Marsh facing up to Kedar Jadhav. Has a very unusual bit of unorthodox action for an off spinner. Goes low and sometimes goes roundhouse, and this time very hard into the ground. Kedar Jadhav has a laugh. Ravindra Jadeja it was in the firing line, but he did not flinch. Could not gather the ball cleanly, but did not allow a run. That's the most important thing for India. And this time a very quick run attempted and completed by Sean Marsh. Scores moves on to 105 now for the loss of 2 wickets, bringing the right-handed Peter Hanscom onto strike. Bowling from the pavilion end is Kedar Jadhav. This is his 4th over in progress. Just given away 13 runs. This time pushing it towards the long off fielder. Will pick up Jasprit Bumrah, and overs completed. 20 overs gone. Australia now at the end of 20 overs, 106 for the loss of 2 wickets, way ahead of India, who were 97 for 3 at this stage. 20 overs, and the comparison certainly in favor of the visiting side. Remember, chasing on this ground has been fairly successful. In 8 one-day internationals, teams batting second have won the match. Out of 8, they've won on 6 occasions. Only twice have the teams batting first won. Change in bowling. Kuldeep Yadav makes way for Mohammad Shami. The ball scruffed up a fair bit. Was mentioned by Pat Cummins that the ball loses its shine very, very early. So can Shami get some reverse swing going? That will be the key. First one outside the off stump, cut straight to the point fielder. No chance of a run. Score remains at 106 for 2. Mohammad Shami has bowled his first 3 overs, given away 17 runs. First over certainly a tad expensive, hit for 9, but then thereafter managed to keep things a bit tighter. What India needs is wickets. Last 4 overs have yielded 20 runs, but no wickets. Shami once again close to the off stump, and this time picked up very easily. Moving to his right was Virat Kohli. No chance of a run. 106 for 2. Australia chasing 251 for victory. Peter Hanscom on 11 of 14 deliveries. Marsh at the non-strikers end, 12 runs of 18 deliveries that he has faced. Came into bat at number 3. The dismissal of the Australian captain Aaron Finch. Shami bowling from the commentary box and running away from us. Right arm over the wicket, and this time outside the off stump, cut fiercely towards the cover fielder. Deep cover is Shikhar Dhawan. Picks up and returns, but not before a single has been completed. That brings Sean Marsh now on to strike. Marsh 12, Hanscom 12. Marsh has faced 18 deliveries, Hanscom 15. Shami in his 4th over. It was the first run in this over. 2 dot balls followed by a single. And now left-handed Sean Marsh. Third man, point. Rohit Sharma at cover. Kuldeep Yadav mid-off. Shami runs in once again, bowling to left-handed. Sean Marsh pushes it away towards the deep cover area. Vijay Shankar comes in charging to pick up and run, but cannot prevent a single, and that takes Australia's score on to 108 for the loss of 2 wickets. India's hopes must have definitely risen a fair bit when the 2 openers were all dismissed within a space of 6 deliveries, and the score on 83. Shami has given away 2 runs in this over so far. What India needs is wickets. Quiet overs will not do. This time driven straight back past the bowler and into the fence for 4 runs. Wonderful shot there from Peter Hanscom. That's the first boundary from either of these batsmen, but that will do a world of good to his confidence. Hanscom moves on to 16, straight past the bowler, past the stumps, mid-off and mid-on, standing wide on the 30-yard circle. Had absolutely no chance of getting anywhere close to that shot. 6 runs from this over, 5 deliveries bowled. Peter Hanscom once again facing up to Mohammad Shami. Shami bowls this time outside the off stump, just guided to the 3rd man area. Will pick up an easy single. 21 overs bowled. Australia 113 for 2.
G'day, this is Mike Hussey. The biggest vehicles need the best tyres, and that's BKT Tyres, the official off-highway tyre partner of the KFC Big Bash League. For the last 10 years across Australia, BKT Tyres have provided high-performance tyres to the farming, mining and industrial sectors. BKT Tyres focus on cutting-edge technology, attention to detail and a real passion for performance. Keep your business growing with BKT Tyres. Ask for BKT at your local tyre dealer.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Ravindra Jadeja will continue bowling. 4 overs have cost 23 runs. No wickets yet for Ravindra Jadeja. India needs wickets. Marsh on 13. Peter Hanscom on 17 at runner ball. And he will face up to Ravindra Jadeja. Start his 5th over from the pavilion end. Australia 113 for 2. The target 251 after India were bowled out for 250 in 48.2 overs. Jadeja starts with 1 on the middle stump. Pushed away towards point. Running to his left is Vijay Shankar to pick up. No chance of a run. Score remains at 113 for 2. 138 is what Australia need to win this match. Balls remaining 173. So no real alarms just yet for Australia. And if they do not keep losing wickets, then they will cruise comfortably if they bat through to 50 overs. Another single for Peter Hanscom takes the score on to 114. The ball pushed down towards long on. Virat Kohli trying different bowlers. He's used 6 bowlers so far, only 2 of them among the wickets. Vijay Shankar's only over so far proved rather expensive. Went for 13 runs and immediately was taken off. Ravindra Jadeja continues this time, driving straight down the ground. Long on, will cut it off. Jasprit Bumrah it is. Only a single for Australia, and Peter Hanscom moves on to now, I beg your pardon, it's the left-handed Sean Marsh who made the drive, and moves on to now 14. Hanscom facing up to Jadeja on 18. Another drive, and this time a good diving stop there from Virat Kohli, but cannot pick up the ball cleanly. Another easy single for the Australians. 116 for 2. Australia run rate still hanging around that 4.76 mark, so 5 runs and over. That's something that the Australians have managed to get without any problem. 3 runs in this over so far. The next one is played quietly back towards the bowler, Ravindra Jadeja, and no runs result. Score remains at 116 for 2. Next one on the off side, pushed away by Sean Marsh to the long on fielder. Will pick up another easy single. Singles are not something that India have not been able to plug, especially as they were in search of wickets, and both these batsmen have settled down. 22 overs bowled. Australia 117 for 2. Mohammad Shami in his second spell now, bowled 3 overs in the first spell, coming back for his second. India desperately needing wickets. Virat Kohli at the cover position. Mid-off is Kuldeep Yadav. Shami's 5th over now gets underway. Down the leg side, a leading edge to the towards the deep cover position. Vijay Shankar will pick up and return, but not before the single. Ball slightly coming slow. Shami running his fingers over the ball, and leading edge shot. The bat face had already turned towards the onside when the ball came and struck the bat of Sean Marsh, but no real damage done. 16 from 23 deliveries is Marsh. Hanscom on strike. Shami none for 25 so far. Peter Hanscom stands tall and pushes it towards Kuldeep Yadav at mid-on. Batsmen don't even think about a run. None existed there. Mahendra Singh Dhoni standing back to Mohammad Shami. Australia 4.8 required run rate, which they are certainly looking like getting if they don't lose wickets in a heap. India need wickets and need quite a few of them, because the next man in should be either Marcus Stoinis or Glenn Maxwell, but at the moment it's Shami. Bowling to Peter Hanscom, goes for a rather expansive drive. Hands go up, plenty of oohs and ahs, but no damage done. Beaten all ends up was Peter Hanscom. Went for a rather expansive cover drive, but no contact there between bat and ball, but certainly flying dangerously close to the outside edge. Score remains at 118 for 2. 133 is what Australia need from the remaining 165 deliveries. Shami once again from the commentary box end, this time closer to the off stump, punched away to the deep cover area. Shikhar Dhawan will pick up and return. One more run to Peter Hanscom. Score now moves on to 119 for 2. 2 more deliveries remaining in the Shami over. Virat Kohli would be hoping his new ball bowlers can do the magic, break partnerships, pick up wickets. So far, the 2 wickets to fall have been picked up by spinners, Kedar Jadhav and Kuldeep Yadav. Kuldeep Yadav got the first win of Aaron Finch. Kedar Jadhav that one of Usman Khwaja. Usman down the leg side. Off the bat or off the pad. We'll have to wait for umpire Dharmasena's signal. No signal coming through. Oh, yes, now he signals a leg by. That is extra number 9 for Australia. 7 wides and the second leg by. 9 extras in that total of 120 for 2. 23rd over, 1 more ball remaining. 120 for 2. Played quietly to the left of Virat Kohli at cover, and will pick up another quick single. So at the end of 23 overs, Australia 121 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Introducing New South Wales Trustee and Guardian, the state's largest will maker. Our experts can help you make or update your will and then store it for you too. With our flexible consultations, you can start the process online, call us, or simply drop into one of our 9 offices throughout New South Wales. We make preparing a will easy. While some things have changed over the years, others remain the same for a good reason. New South Wales Trustee and Guardian, writing wills for ages. Start your will today. Visit tag.nsw.gov.au or call 1300 10 20 30. For fees and charges, please see our website.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
130 more needed from 162 balls. None for 27 from Shami, but now it's Ravindra Jadeja. 5 overs, none for 27. Quick work from MS Dhoni first up as Jadeja beats Hanscom outside the off stump. Bit of an appeal there from Dhoni as well. We have to wait and watch. The umpire has gone upstairs. Third umpire, Joel Wilson. Dhoni not exactly confident Here we go. Visuals on our screen. Front foot is all right with Ravindra Jadeja. It's very rarely the case that he oversteps. Hanscom grounded, still grounded as Dhoni takes over the bails. He's still grounded. So the fielders disperse and Hanscom is safe. Partnership is worth we'll get back to that. 130 now needed of 161 balls. Played down the ground towards long on by Hanscom now. Partnership worth 38. Now it's worth 39 or 47. So that's what Australia needed after the fall of those two quick wickets. These two to come together. Sean Marsh dropping anchor, 16 of 24 so far. Here he is now facing Jadeja. This time turned it down towards square leg. So fielder there, no run added. Sean Marsh taking his time. That is imperative from Australia's point of view. Bit of an appeal from Jadeja, but it was down leg side all the time. This time on the off stump, he steps forward and defends it. Not an exaggerated forward movement, just enough to smother the ball for a defensive strike. This time it's a bit of an appeal. Wasn't for caught behind, wasn't for stumping, but Sean Marsh is walking back, caught behind of Ravindra Jadeja. Everything happening in a flash there, and Sean Marsh is walking back just when you thought he's dropping anchor. Jadeja bowling this one across the stumps. He tried to flick it off his legs. Dhoni caught it, but also took off the bails. Loud appeal from Jadeja, celebratory appeal from Jadeja, and the finger went up from umpire Nitin Menon. Sean Marsh walking back, caught Dhoni, bowled Jadeja, 16 of 27 balls. Australia lose the third wicket. It's 122 for 3 in the 24th over. And who is the new batsman? Well, it's the big show. Glenn Maxwell walks in with Australia needing another miraculous innings from him. He is their in-form batsman. Looked very good in Hyderabad after that match-winning performance in Bengaluru. And indeed, that half-century in Visakhapatnam as well. He has got the measure of this Indian bowling attack, and Australia will be hoping he can do the job here. 129 needed of 157 balls. It's 122 for 3 now. A slip comes in position immediately. Jadeja will be coming round the wicket to the right-hander. We have extra cover, backward point. Slip in position, like I said. Mid-wicket, long on and long off in position as well. Jadeja round the wicket to Maxwell, who plays it down the ground and sets off for a single, gets off the mark immediately. End of over number 24, and the score is 123 for 3. Just the 2 runs from that last over, but more importantly, the wicket of Sean Marsh as well. Marcus Stoinis, Alex Carey, Coulton Isle, Pat Cummins, the remaining batsmen. It's an interesting one that Stoinis now bats lower down the order with the return of Sean Marsh. I thought he was a good choice at number 3. 39-run partnership between Marsh and Hanscom. Hanscom 22 not out of 26. He has to shepherd this chase now while Maxwell settles down. He'll be facing Mohammad Shami, who will be bowling his 6th over. A lot of conversation between Dhoni and Shami in between overs. Backward point, extra cover, mid-wicket and mid-on in position as Maxwell flicks it to deep point and sets off for a single. Shikhar Dhawan, the fielder in the deep, he's moved on to 2, and the score is 124 for 3. 92 matches, 2,368 runs, 16 half centuries and 100 for Maxwell. That's a bit skewered, the conversion rate, with average of 32.44 and a strike rate of 120.5. That strike rate ever dangerous to any and every bowling attack. Shami to Hanscom now, this time fuller delivery but on the leg stump, and Hanscom watches it go down the leg side. It's called a wide now. Shami is not happy, saying to the umpire, maybe that's not a wide, but he's Kumar Dharamsena, he's not ready to listen. Signal a wide, 125 for 3. He's been all over the place today, Shami. Perhaps the worst I've seen him bowl. And when I say worst, he's still doing okay. None for 29 in his 6th over. It's just been a little iffy with his line today. Quite a few wides in his initial spell. A wide again now, this time outside the off stump. Fuller. Hanscom drives towards deep cover. Shikhar Dhawan comes in and fields with just a single there now. Hanscom moves on to 23. Almost a dart as we see the visuals of that wicket. Almost a dart down the leg side from Jadeja. Marsh trying to help it but gets a feather. And that was the end of Sean Marsh's innings. Shami to Hanscom once more. This time Fuller on the off stump. He's driving it and finds the fielder at backward point. That is Ravindra Jadeja in action once again. Brilliant fielder at that position, Jadeja. It's 126 for 3. 3 runs from this over now, including a wide. At this stage, India were 121 for 3, so not much to choose between the two sides. But India had that good partnership between Kohli and Vijay Shankar. That's what Australia need to if they need to keep up. This time back of length on the off stump. He drives, but straight back to the bowler, and Maxwell says no. So that was an 81-run partnership between Kohli and Shankar at this stage. It was a very, very fluent, laced with boundaries, and indeed a 6 as well from Vijay Shankar, 46 of 41. You can expect something like that from Glenn Maxwell, considering his affinity for big shots and fluent knocks. Attendance today at Nagpur, 38,332, which is quite good for a working Tuesday. This time beaten outside the off stump. It was a fuller delivery. Hanscom trying to guide it to the offside, but completely missing it. In fact, it's Maxwell, beg your pardon. They had taken a single previously. Almost Yorker length from Shami, but not on target. Speed not coming up on our visuals, but it felt like there was some change of pace from Shami. Last ball of the 6th over. It's none for 30. Maxwell on strike, 2 not out. Back of length on the off stump. He drives, stands tall and drives, but finds Virat Kohli at in fact that's Rohit Sharma at extra cover. Virat Kohli is at mid-wicket and he fends off. Throw at the end of over number 25. It's 126 for 3.
Right now, at all good golf retailers and pro shops, the all-new TP5 and TP5X golf balls are waiting for you. Played by some of the best golfers in the world, like Dustin Johnson, Ricky Fowler, Jason Day and David Schwartz. You can achieve 8 yards further from your irons and 6 yards further from your driver. Give yourself better performance in the wind and total greenside control with the all-new TP5 and TP5X from TaylorMade. Engineered to be better than your current ball. Now, at all good golf retailers and pro shops.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
It was 1 for 29, that wicket of Sean Marsh. Glenn Maxwell 2 not out, Hanscom 23 not out. It'll be Peter Hanscom who will be facing MS Dhoni, just helping set the field, marshalling it along. Virat Kohli also frantically waving his arms. Rohit Sharma goes to mid-wicket. Virat Kohli at extra cover. There's also long on, long off. There's a very straightish mid-on in a catching position. It's not short, very straightish though. Comes in a couple of steps. Now it's a little short. Meanwhile, Jadeja bowls on the off stump. Defended it straight to cover. No run added. There's also Shikhar Dhawan at mid-wicket. Backward point in position as well. Jadeja to Hanscom, who drives on the front foot but straight to Vijay Shankar at cover. And with every delivery now the crowd chanting ooh, trying to build that crowd pressure on the Australian batsman. 23 of 29 for Hanscom. Here's Jadeja for the third time in this 7th over as Hanscom backs off and plays it towards deep point for a single and rotates the strike. Score moves on to 127 for 3. The Maxwell will be facing Jadeja now. Is there a change in the field? Yes, there is. Rohit Sharma comes from that catching mid-on position to the slip position. Shikhar Dhawan moves a bit straighter towards mid-wicket as Maxwell front foot defends. Back to the bowler, no run added. Current run rate 4.95 and the required run rate 5.1. A lot of chanting through the crowd, through the stadium. This time on the front foot again and drives back to Jadeja. And another dot delivery. So 4 dot deliveries out of 5 in this over, just 1 run. This is where Jadeja proves his worth. 4.39. He's starting to pull some pressure on the Australian batsman. Back of length on the off stump. Maxwell cutting it and playing it towards backward point. Not finding the gap, and that is the end of over number 26. What a fantastic over from Jadeja. Bowls quickly, bowls a lot of dot deliveries, just 1 from it. 127 for 3 after 26. Required run rate now up to 5.17. Shami 6 overs, no maidens, none for 30. Is he going to continue? There's a bit of a conversation between Dhoni and Kohli in the middle, and might be a bowling change here. It looks like it's Kuldeep who's handing his cap over to umpire Dharamsena, and Shami goes off attack. So far, Mohammad Shami 6 overs, none for 30. Kuldeep 4 overs, 1 for 19. So Virat Kohli and Dhoni decide that because there's been enough pressure that's built up, maybe it's time to bring in a strike bowler, which is of course Kuldeep. Has taken wickets wherever he's gone. Now it's Peter Hanscom on strike. There's no slip fielder. Rohit Sharma has gone into square leg. There is mid-wicket, which is a bit squarer. And on the offside we have backward point, cover and extra cover. Fine leg is a little square as well. Nobody at third man. Kuldeep to Hanscom, who's turned it around, and loud appeal. It was a bit of a leg break there from Kuldeep. Turned big on Hanscom, who backed off and tried to drive it onto the leg side. Completely missed the line, which shows that there was a little more turn than Hanscom anticipated. Kuldeep once again, this time Fuller on the off stump, and this time Hanscom has helped it down towards fine leg for 2 runs. Bumrah with a lot of work to do, cuts it off, but the batsman, like I said, back for 2 runs. So Kuldeep starting to find a bit more turn, a bit more grip. And now it is Glenn Maxwell. No, in fact, this is still Peter Hanscom. They had taken 2 runs. No change in the field to Hanscom either. Kuldeep bowls. This time strays down the leg side, and easy sweep for Hanscom again. But Bumrah was a little straighter this time at fine leg, and it's just 1 run. Hanscom moves on to 27 of 33 balls. It will be Glenn Maxwell on strike now. And of course there's a change in field. Rohit Sharma comes from square leg to the slip position. Bit of pressure that's been built up. Yadav to Maxwell, this time short of length on the off stump, and he drives to the fielder Ravindra Jadeja at extra cover. Same field, Kuldeep Yadav bowls to Maxwell. This is looped up, a little more, and Dhoni whips off the bails. The crowd is up, Kuldeep is still appealing. First he appeals for stumping, then he appeals for caught behind. Glenn Maxwell beaten completely. And Kumar, and it's Nitin Menon who was the square leg umpire. He's gone upstairs. Well, Kuldeep Yadav was appealing both for the stumping and the catch. Dhoni not very confident. This could be 50-50. Here we go. On the visuals, Maxwell, outside edge beaten. And, well, his back foot is planted firmly in the ground as Dhoni whipped off the bails. So that's not out. Will they check Snicko? No, I don't think so. Not out. Given by umpire Joel Wilson. Maxwell survives. He's still 2 not out, but faced 11 balls now. It's quite a lot of pressure building on this pair. Hanscom rotating strike, but Maxwell, well, he's facing Kuldeep Yadav now. Fuller delivery on the off stump, and he plays it down the ground towards long on for a single. Gets off strike after end of 27 overs now. It is 131 for 3.
The Northern Territory has experienced some of the most significant moments in Australia's history, including the bombing of Darwin on the 19th of February 1942. Darwin and the Territory's unique military history is a story that is now being shared with all Australians at Territory Tribute, a world-class event commemorating and acknowledging the Territory's military history. Attend Territory Tribute and discover the Territory and its unique wartime history. Travel packages available now. Visit territorytribute.com.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Another bowling change as India looking to make the pressure count and try and etching out another wicket with Jasprit Bumrah now into the attack. 4 overs, none for 19, his initial spell. Jadeja 7 overs, no maidens, 1 for 30. Shankar 1 over, none for 13. So I'm not sure that's an option that Virat Kohli can go back to. Mid off, mid on, cover, mid wicket, backward point in position. Bumrah bowls over the wicket to Glenn Maxwell, 3 not out of 12 balls. This time he's on the front foot coming forward and clips towards the leg side. Fielded at mid-wicket, so another dot delivery. Trying to build the pressure, not letting him rotate the strike easily. He's not got a boundary ball so far either. So this is his plan that is starting to work against Maxwell. Who will blink first? Bumrah to Maxwell from the pavilion end once again. This time Fuller on the off stump. He's forward, but bat turns in his hand and he plays it towards cover once more. Another dot delivery. 3 of 14. And that equation for Australia. Look at that. 120 from 136 balls. India working hard, trying to get it down, making it a run on ball at the moment. And then they can perhaps work it out even better. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse. Glenn Maxwell is key now. Bumrah once again to Maxwell, who's facing. This is short of length on the off stump. He sets off for a quick single, and that's a direct hit, but Kuldeep Yadav not in time to run him out. Maxwell was clearly past the stumps there. So he's finally got a run to his name. And 1 run in the previous over, 1 run now. 4 not out of 16 balls now is Glenn Maxwell. No boundaries in there, just the 1 boundary for Hanscom as well. Last 4.3 overs, 11 runs and 1 wicket. the wicket of Sean Marsh. So India squeezing the Australian batsman here. Bumrah once again to Peter Handscomb, this time on the off stump, and Maxwell sets off, but Handscomb says no. Dot delivery towards cover. Quite a bit of task now. 119 from 134 balls. That's the required equation. And Maxwell won't be too perturbed by a few dot deliveries. He's a batsman who can always catch up. Bumrah once again, this time Handscomb facing, this time Fuller on the off stump, and he drives on the front foot and finds the fielder Virat Kohli at cover. The thing is, the later this Australian innings goes, perhaps dew will increase. We haven't seen too much drying off the ball, but the towels are out. So if there's not too much dew around, we know that the spinners are gripping the ball a bit at the moment. Ravindra Jadeja in particular. Here's Bumrah once again to Peter Handscomb. This time incoming delivery, shot of length, and he's played it onto the leg side towards mid-wicket. No run added. Rohit Sharma, the fielder. So 5 dot deliveries in that over, just the 1 run from it. Bumrah 5 overs, none for 20, and after 28 overs it's 132 for 3 for Australia, and that required run rate is still not climbing too high. So that's something that Australia don't need to worry about at the moment. Despite those dot deliveries, their rate is 5.0. Beg your pardon, their current rate is 4.71. Required rate is 5.41. So again, despite that difference, there's not too much gap there that cannot be made up. Meanwhile, it's Kuldeep Yadav who's continuing from the north end. A slip in position for Glenn. From the north end, a slip in position for Glenn Maxwell, who's facing 4 not out. First ball of this over. Maxwell drives from the off stump, but other. Next to bat, Marcus Stoinis, Alex Carey, Nathan Coulter-Nile. Stoinis, of course, demoted in the order after the return of Sean Marsh. This time on the back foot, cuts it away, but again finds the fielder at backward point. Another dot delivery. Maxwell taking his time. 4 of 17. You just get the feeling that there's a big shot coming around the corner. Kuldeep Yadav has bowled him. That's the pressure telling. Short of length, leg break into Maxwell. He backs off, saw the ball was dropped short, wanted to clear the mid-wicket fence, but instead is bowled and walks back. Huge wicket. He's gone for 4 of 18 deliveries. That's the pressure telling, like I said. Australia 132 for 4. This was always on the cards. It was a matter of time with this number of drop deliveries that Maxwell had played. Kuldeep dropped that one short. His eyes lit up. He wanted to clear the fence, but it wasn't turning away too much. It was just slow and just gripped the surface, and it arrived too late from Maxwell's point of view. And he's been bowled here. Marcus Stoinis is the new batsman, as India's pressure has yielded a wicket here. Australia struggling to forge together a partnership. 10 runs between Handscomb and Glenn Maxwell. Laboured 10 runs after 28.3 overs. India were 152 for 3. India were 152 for 3. So a bit of work for Australia to do. As I had mentioned earlier, it was the partnership between Vijay Shankar and Virat Kohli. at this stage, which helped India canter along, and that's the sort of partnership they needed, Australia needed, in fact. Now the required. And it's India on the attack. There's a slip in position, there's a leg slip in position, mid-wicket is in catching position, and extra cover is also coming in. There's backward point as well, so pressure on Marcus Stoinis. Square leg coming in 3 paces as well. So India on to the attack now. They're smelling blood here in Jamta. Kuldeep Yadav, 2 wickets for him, 2 for 23, always has a knack of picking out wickets. First ball to Marcus Stoinis, he's on the back foot and plays it towards square leg for a single. Off the mark for him. First runs in this over of 4 deliveries. The game is turning. Australia need a good partnership. Stoinis, 26 matches. This is his 26th game, in fact. Meanwhile, it'll be Peter Hanscom who will be facing. 26 matches, 844 runs, an average of 42. So that's a handy batsman to come down the order. This time it's Peter Hanscom. He sweeps from outside the off stump down towards fine leg and will take a single. And now we see the field coming in again to put pressure on Stoinis. Rohit Sharma from mid-wicket. Virat Kohli from extra cover. Rohit in the normal slip position and Virat at leg slip. And Dhoni asking Kuldeep to drop it a little shorter. Let's see what he bowls. Yes, a little short, but on the middle stump and easily flicked away towards mid-wicket for a single. 3 runs off this over and a wicket as well. After 29, it's 135 for 4.
The forward plate clearance is still on, but if you don't hurry,
it could easily pass you by.
With the last of our 2018 plate clearance ranges now at unbelievable drive-away prices,
you don't want to miss this opportunity.
Get a 2018 Plate Ranger XLT 4x4 double cab 3.2 litre manual for as little as $50,990 drive away. Plus, a 5-year warranty comes standard.
But hurry, it's only while stocks last.
Recommended price at participating dealers. Private and small fleet buyers only. See Ford.com.au for full details.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Welcome back to the Vidarbha Cricket Association ground in Jamta, Nagpur. Australia in a spot of bother now, 135 for the loss of 4 wickets, chasing 251 for victory. Comparatively, India were 156 for 4 at this stage, so Australia a little behind on the 9 ball, certainly would be looking to get a move on. Peter Hanscom batting on 28. Marcus Stoinis, the new man, on 2. Jasprit Bumrah starts a new over. First one is played back by Stoinis towards the short cover fielder. That's Vijay Shankar there. Last few overs have been really tight for Australia, and a wicket or 2 here will certainly set the cat among the pigeons. Next man in should be Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper, and then the bowlers. The next one again outside the off stump, played quietly back towards the bowler. Jasprit Bumrah by Marcus Stoinis. No chance of a run. Score remains at 135 for 4. 3 quiet overs, and all of a sudden the pressure began to mount. At the end of 25 overs, Australia were 126 for 3, and now in the 30th over, they are struggling at 135 for 4, and this is the point where India were trying to get a move on again. A very great delivery outside the off stump, cutting slightly in, and forward in defence is Stoinis. No chance of a run. Score remains at 135 for 4. So Bumrah starts off with 3 dot balls, and the pressure now squarely on the Australian batsman. They need to get move on. Last 33 balls, only 12 runs have come, and Australia have lost a wicket as well. Bumrah once again from the commentary box, and the crowd cheering everything that India does. This time once again played towards the mid-off fielder, who runs to his left to pick up, and no chance of a run again. So 4 dot balls now in this over, and the pressure begins to mount. All of a sudden, the required run rate has jumped to 5.70. That's something that will not really bother Australia, but as far as the batting is concerned, well, they've got Alex Carey, Nathan Coulter-Nile and Pat Cummins to follow. So they would not want to go that far. They'll want a partnership here. Bumrah once again for the 5th time, and this time on the pads of the inside edge, so no appeal, but Marcus Stoinis looking anything but comfortable. Slower delivery, almost foxed. Stoinis there with the change of pace. Just 116 clicks there. 6th over from Bumrah. Hasn't had a wicket, but just 20 runs given away by Jasprit Bumrah. 5 dot balls. Could this be a maiden over? Really, the pressure on the Australians. Marcus Stoinis facing up to Jasprit Bumrah. This time outside the off stump, and this is scramble through for a quick single. Vijay Shankar has to rush in and pick up, but just that 1 run, and that brings us to the end of the 30th over. And at the end of 30 overs, Australia 136 for the loss of 4 wickets. And if we compare with India, at the end of 30 overs, India were 161 for 4. So definitely 25 runs in the arrears are Australia, and they definitely need to get a move on. The overs from number 21 to 30 have yielded just those 10 overs have yielded just 30 runs, and they've lost 2 wickets as well in that spell. That was of Sean Marsh and Glenn Maxwell, and that has put the pressure squarely on Australia. 115 required from 120 deliveries. Peter Hanscom fighting on, batting on 28 of 37. Stoinis on 3 of 8 deliveries. Required run rate 5.79. Kuldeep Yadav will continue from the commentary box. Henan goes right through Peter Hanscom. Kuldeep Yadav squatting with his hands on his head. How did that miss everything? Went right through Peter Hanscom. The ball, the regular leg spinner, coming in between bat and pad, past the off stump, didn't hit anything except Dhoni's gloves. Score 136 for 4. 31st over of the innings in progress. Slip still in position. India needs wickets. Next one clipped straight to Virat Kohli at a short mid-wicket with no chance of a run. Starts off with 2 dot balls, does Kuldeep Yadav. India desperately in search of wickets. Another tossed up by Kuldeep Yadav and played right back to the bowler. Kuldeep Yadav picks up on his follow-through, and definitely Peter Hanscom not the most comfortable of the batsmen facing up. Marcus Stoinis, beg your pardon, it is. Marcus Stoinis at the striker's end at the moment. 3 of 10 deliveries. And Virat Kohli now moving out from the short mid-wicket position to almost where leg gully would be, or almost leg slip. Going finer at leg slip. Now, let's see what is Kuldeep Yadav planning to bowl. Again, forward in defence is Stoinis. Stranded on 3. Score 136 for the loss of 4 wickets. 4 dot balls in this over so far. Mounting on Australia. Balls, time to dive and appeal. Pad. Was there pad? Was there bat? Loud appeal from Kuldeep Yadav. The ball flew just out of the reach of Virat Kohli, diving to his left. No effect on umpire Dharmasena, and it's his decision that matters. No runs so far. Slip and a leg slip. Kuldeep Yadav to Stoinis, forward in defence, pushes it down towards the long off fielder. Will pick up a single before Shami can return. Over bowled, 31 gone. Australia 137 for 4.
When choosing health cover, you shouldn't be distracted by too much noise. That's why at NIB, our cover ranges from basic to gold. With simple excess options,
500, 750.
to help you easily manage the cost of your premiums. That's how it should be. That's NIB.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Australia being pushed back by India. Now the required run rate has jumped to 614 required at a run a ball, and the men at the crease. Peter Hanscom on 28, Marcus Stoinis really struggling to get a move on. In comes Jadeja with his left arm spinners. 7 overs for 30 runs, 1 wicket for him. Economy rate of 4.29. If we can pick up a wicket here, that will certainly put Australia back against the wall. They have been pushed back a fair bit. Had a good start, 83-run partnership before Aaron Finch was dismissed by Kuldeep Yadav. Within a space of 6 balls, Khwaja also went, and the next one has been guided towards the third man area. It will be picked up by Vijay Shankar, but not before the batsman complete 3 runs. It was a long chase for Vijay Shankar from point to the third man area, and score moves on to 140 now for the loss of 4 wickets. Once again, Virat Kohli and Mahendra Singh Dhoni changing the field around. Shami has come in a short third man. Dhawan has come to deep fine leg. Short mid-on is where Rohit Sharma is. Kohli has moved back towards the orthodox mid-wicket position. Next one just patted down towards fine leg, towards Shikhar Dhawan as he moved to his right. And another single for Peter Hanscom, moves on to 29. Stoinis batting on 7. 7 of 16 deliveries. Hanscom 29 of 38. Jadeja had the 1 wicket of Sean Marsh, got down the leg side by Dhoni as the left-hander tried to glance one fine. Dhoni in perfect position to pouch that. Taking down Marcus Stoinis, this time pushing it towards the short cover, extra cover fielder. No chance of a run. It was a very tight over once again from Ravindra Jadeja. 5 next delivery pushed away towards the extra cover player. No chance of a run. Another dot ball. That's 3 dot balls in this over so far, and the next one played past the bowler as he lunges to his left, but cannot prevent that. Single, over bowled, now 32 gone, 142 for the loss of 4 wickets. The previous over yielding 5, so slowly and steadily the required run rate has begun to climb. 109 required now from 108, and it'll be interesting to see who has the ball in his hand. It's Kedar Jadhav with his unorthodox off-spin. He's got at least 5 more overs, because the 5th bowler's quota 1 has been bowled out by Vijay Shankar. Of course, that is if he does not get among wickets. If he gets among wickets, then somebody else loses an over, and he might bowl all 10. At the moment, he's got wonderful figures of 1 for 14 in 4 overs, and known as a man with a golden arm, has this knack of breaking partnerships. Dhoni and Virat Kohli both taking their time to set the field. No close-in catchers for the bowling of Kedar Jadhav. But there must be tension in the Australian dressing room as the required run rate has climbed to 6. Current run rate under 4. First one on the off stump, pushed down towards the long off fielder by Marcus Stoinis. He moves on to now 9 and score on to 143 for 4. 29 for Peter Hanscom, now about to take stride. Deep fine leg, slightly wide, man at square leg. Mid wicket is Virat Kohli as another one fired in by Kedar Jadhav, picked up very well by Shikhar Dhawan, tumbling to his right to prevent any chance of a run being taken. 143 for 4, Australia. 108 required from 106. Every dot ball will add to the pressure, and every attempt to get a move on by Australia, India fighting hard. Another dot ball pushed away towards Dhawan. No chance of a run. So that's 2 dot balls in a row. Just the 1 run of the first 3 deliveries from Kedar Jadhav. Time it fires it in. Sweep and sweeps fine. Big long run chase for Jasprit Bumrah. Picks up and returns. But 2 runs for Peter Hanscom. Moves on to 31. 4 balls bowled in this over. 145 for 4. Australia now really not able to get a move on, and as we had experienced during the Indian innings, playing big shots not really the option here. Once again tries to go fine, and this time it is was it a catch? Mahendra Singh Dhoni had moved to his left, almost outside the popping crease to stop that one. Got it in his glove. It'll be interesting to watch the replay on the television monitors, whether the ball was in the air of the bat or off the ground. Sweep off the bat and got it on his body. But what a save there. Almost got that catch. Trying to manufacture a wicket there was Mahendra Singh Dhoni this time. Goes for the outside off stump. The crowd appeals. 33 overs bowled, 145 for 4.
Kia Stinger, fine-tuned for Australian conditions with a powerful V6 twin-turbo engine, thrilling rear-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic, plus great finance offers across the Stinger range. Now's the time to get into a Kia Stinger with Australia's best 7-year warranty. Offers end 31st March 2019. Finance to approved applicants only. Excludes government, rental and large fleet buyers. Credit criteria, fees, charges and T's and C's apply. Full details at kia.com.au.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international. Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Right, 31 of 43. One boundary between the two of them. Maxwell came, much was expected from him, but he departed for 4 clean bowled, and this time a good, nice sweep by Peter Hanscom to pick up his second boundary and take Australia to the 150 mark. 150 for 4 in 32.2 overs. In comparison, India 33.2 overs, beg your pardon, and in comparison, India had reached 150 in the 28th over. At this stage, India were slightly ahead on the 9 ball, they were 174 but had lost 6 wickets, and I think that would be the big difference. If Australia keep their wickets in hand and bat through to 50 overs, they will definitely be somewhere close to reaching the target. The next one is pushed down to the long on area, picked up and returned, but a single is all that they will get. 151 for 4. 6 runs have already come in this Jadeja over. Has been pretty economical. This is over number 9. Run giving away under 5, and spinners going under the required run rate originally. Certainly good news for any captain. This time again, firing one on the leg stump, pushed away towards the off by Stoinis. Takes a single. Then for the long off fielder can return. 11 for Stoinis. Hanscom now on strike at 36. 152 for Australia. Remember, India were bowled out for 250 in 48.2 overs. In comes Jadeja, left arm round the wicket, this time pushing it towards the wideish mid-on fielder. No chance of a run. Jadeja quickly back to the top of his bowling. Very tight contest here at the Vidarbha Cricket Association ground, Jamtha in Nagpur. This one again fired in by Jadeja. Speed almost 90 kilometers an hour, and that's a dot ball. 2 dot balls to end the over. 34 overs gone. It's 152 for 4. So things not really going India's way, as the drinks break has been called by the umpires, and at drinks after the 34 overs, it's 152 for the loss of 4 wickets. Australia chasing 251 for victory.
There's a new player in town. A new sound in sport. Macquarie Sports Radio.
5, please. You cannot be serious!
Sport is more than just a game. It's a way of life. And now there's a new destination for our national obsession.
Take your mark.
Macquarie Sports Radio.
Oh, what a goal! You have to be kidding me.
All sports, all the time.
Stand by for a start. Any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up to the bum.
Finally, a destination for all sporting fans. Macquarie Sports Radio.
Sidestep. Bang. Lines them up. Crash. Beautifully done. Wallop. Goal. Try.
Macquarie Sports Radio. All sports, all the time. At Macquarie Sports Radio. When we say all sports, all the time, we mean it.
Virat Kohli.
Pleasure's all mate.
Craig Lowndes.
Thank you very much, guys.
Sam Kerr.
Hello.
Dennis Committee.
Nice to talk with you.
The great Gertley Ambrose. Nice to be here. Mark Schwartzer.
Thanks, guys.
Mark Webber.
Hello. How are you, mate?
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we?
This is your new home ground.
I love all my sport, and that's why I listen to Macquarie Sport.
Macquarie Sports Radio.
Nova Employment has been matching businesses to staff with ability for over 28 years and have an unbeatable track record of success. Nova can assist businesses of all sizes.
I'm Peter from Patterson's Patisserie. We've hired an apprentice baker from Nova Employment. His hard work and dedication has made him a great addition to our business. I'd recommend other employers focus on ability.
Recruiting? Choose Nova Employment, Sydney's premier disability employment service. Visit novaemployment.com.au.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Darwin and the Territory's unique military history is a story that is now being shared with all Australians at Territory Tribute. Until Anzac Day, Territory Tribute features a host of events, including the International Military Writers' Festival from April 5 to 7. Author talks, panel discussions and literary sessions will entertain, inform and inspire those with a passion for wartime history. Discover the Territory and its military history. Travel packages available now. Visit territorytribute.com.au.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Ground in Jamtha, Nagpur. Players back from the drinks break, refreshed and definitely keen to resume battle. Virat Kohli and his side need wickets. Australia need to get those runs. 99 required of 96 deliveries. The required run rate has gone above 6.19. Kedar Jadhav will come in. This is his fifth over. 17 runs for the valuable wicket of Usman Khwaja, caught by Kohli at mid-on. This is his sixth over. Will Kedar Jadhav this time pushing it back towards the bowler, who runs to his right and past the non-striker as Stoinis pushes this one, tries to push it this one towards the long-on fielder, but no chance of a run. Score remains at 152 for 4. The next one again fired in close to the off stump, and this time has beaten the bat. Dhoni did flick the bails off, but there was no appeal, but certainly past the outside edge and keeping the umpire very, very occupied. Kumar Dharmasena. There was no appeal really, but certainly Stoinis didn't have any clue about that one. Next one is tries to swing it down the leg side, but gets it on his pad, and Dhoni backing up to his left does not allow the ball to go behind him. 152 for the loss of 4 wickets. We are in over number 35. Very, very interesting now, because Swan stays low. Stoinis has to push it towards the mid-wicket area. Picked up by Virat Kohli and has a shy of the non-striker's end, but misses. Score remains at 152 for 4. So 4 dot balls, and now the pressure squarely on Stoinis once again down the leg side, but this one called a wide. Tried to go for the paddle sweep down the leg side, miss it incompletely, but Dhoni backing up very well. Again firing at this time on the offside, cuts but straight to the point fielder. No runs from the bat in this over so far, just that one wide. So 5 dot balls and a wide in this over so far. 153 for 4 the score. Stoinis will turn this one behind, but very well picked up by Shikhar Dhawan rushing to his right. 35 overs gone. 153 for 4 Australia.
Nova Employment has been matching businesses to staff with ability for over 28 years and have an unbeatable track record of success. Nova can assist businesses of all sizes.
I'm Peter from Patterson's Patisserie. We've hired an apprentice baker from Nova Employment. His hard work and dedication has made him a great addition to our business. I'd recommend other employers focus on ability.
Recruiting? Choose Nova Employment, Sydney's premier disability employment service. Visit novaemployment.com.au.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Nagpur, where the equation is ever tied now. Australia 98 from 90 balls. Required run rate 6.53. So India well and truly turning the screws here. Jadeja this time. And Hanscom trying to make room and dab it down towards third man. Almost plays it on. Dangerous shot that. Very, very late. Very late. Virat Kohli amused by the attempt to manufacture a run there. Jadeja continuing to Hanscom this time. Sweep shot comes out from Hanscom as he turns it down. The umpire signaling a leg by, so no bat on that. Score moves on to 154. Jadeja into his final over. 4 runs and over. That's his economy rate, which is excellent in any limited overs cricket. Slip in position now for Stoinis, who's 11 not out of 28. This time comes down the track and drives it towards long on for a single. Slip goes out for Hanscom. Obviously, 36 not out of 49 deliveries. No change in field apart from that slip going out. This time a full sweep attempt from Hanscom. Play and a miss. Outside the off stump. 92 clicks an hour that from Jadeja. Firing them in. Bit of grip and turn away from the right-hander. It's a struggle really. Bumrah warming up. Is he in next? As this time latches onto the sweep, does Hanscom. Vijay Shankar at square leg will not be able to cut it off. It's a welcome boundary for Australia. Relieves some semblance of pressure. Hanscom moves on to 40 of 51 balls. That's his third boundary. 6 runs off this over. 1 ball to go. Just dropped it short, giving extra time to Hanscom to time it. Jadeja knows it. Disappointed with that one. Well, here he is for the last ball of his spell. This time again full and taken on the sweep by Hanscom to square leg for a single. And after over number 36, it's 7 runs in that last over. After 36 overs, it's 160 for 4. We saw MS Dhoni almost take a brilliant catch down the leg side, was moving as Hanscom was travelling to catch it, or reversing it to leg side. Dhoni was moving to catch it. That was a couple of overs ago. Hanscom has played a good hand here, but now he needs to see this through. Partnership worth 28 from 44 balls. Well, Bumrah is not into the attack. It's Kedar Jadhav. 6 overs, 1 for 18, his figures. He's coming over the wicket to Hanscom, who waits and waits and waits and then just fishes out the ball from middle and leg towards mid-wicket for a dot delivery. Game of great patience from Hanscom here. That boundary would have helped. This is Fuller on the off stump. He backs away and drives back to the bowler. Dhoni, some words of advice from him to Yadav. Fuller this time, and he's used a reverse flick. Was looking to reverse it and then suddenly reversed it. Did Peter Hanscom. That's really well played and will collect 2 runs down towards third man. And Dhoni asking him to repeat that so he could move to the off and collect the ball. So some trick being conjured up here in Jadhav's mind. And again the reverse sweep comes out from Hanscom, but Bumrah is up. The third man is up in the circle. Direct hit. The batsmen are safely through for a single. So we have 3 runs from this over of 4 deliveries so far. The equation is now 88 of 80. No way is that an unachievable target. But the big shots have to come out at some point. Are they waiting for the pacers with a little more pace on the ball and then try and maneuver it? We'll just take a look at the scorecard in a bit to check how many overs are remaining. This time coming down the track, but hit straight to the bowler. Stoinis with another dot delivery. So Ravindra Jadeja has bowled out, 1 for 48 from 10. Kuldeep Yadav has 3 overs remaining, 2 for 27 from 7 overs so far. This is the 7th over for Yadav, so you can assume that he will bowl 3 more. Shot of length outside off stump, and this is smashed through the covers. And that will be a good boundary for Australia. 37 overs gone, it's 167 for 4.
The forward plate clearance is still on, but if you don't hurry,
it could easily pass you by.
With the last of our 2018 plate clearance ranges now at unbelievable drive-away prices,
You don't want to miss this opportunity.
get a 2018 Plate Ranger XLT 4x4 double cab 3.2 litre manual for as little as $50,990 drive away. Plus, a 5-year warranty comes standard.
But hurry, it's only while stocks last.
Recommended price at participating dealers. Private and small fleet buyers only. See Ford.com.au for full details.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
Expensive in that last over. 7 overs, 1 for 25. He'd gone for 18 runs in the previous 6 overs. So 7 runs of that last over. I'm not sure if that's going to deter Kohli from using him again. 6 overs of spin still possible from Yadav and Jadhav. That rhymed almost, as Shami pulls out of his run-up at the last moment. He's bowling from the pavilion end to Peter Hanscom. Shami has 4 overs remaining, Bumrah has 4 overs remaining, so that's a total of 14 overs possible, and only 13 are remaining. So if Jadhav doesn't prove too expensive, Kohli could actually give him an extended second spell here. So Shami to Hanscom now. This time Fuller on the off stump, and the bat turns in his hand as he plays it towards mid-on. Starts off with the dot delivery. Does Mohammad Shami. His partnership now worth 35 runs of 51 balls. 84 needed of 77. So mid-off, mid-on in position. Extra cover as well. Virat Kohli, the man most predominantly at extra cover for a majority of the time for India, as Shami bowls to Hanscom, who's played it in the air, will clear the infield. Will it run for a boundary? Yes, it does. No stopping that one. Fuller from Shami. That extra pace helpful. 138 clicks. Hanscom with his 4th boundary, and he's moved on to 48. 48 of 58 balls, 171 for 4 now. It's, on his pads and easily clipped through mid-wicket. Is there a change in the field? No. So that region beyond mid-wicket is completely open. 5 fielders have to be in the 30-yard circle as Shami bowls to Peter Hanscom. And that's a direct hit! Direct hit there from Ravindra Jadeja in the deep. Is this a run out? Yes, it is. Hanscom is walking back, even as the 3rd umpire has been called upon. Even as the 3rd umpire has been called upon. And that's a wicket out of the blue for India. A very, very welcome wicket. It's 171 for 5 in the 38th over. And the danger man has gone. Peter Hanscom, after that boundary, plays it into the deep, and Jadeja works his magic. He's run out to 48. 2 short of his half century. Australia need 80 from 75. So this brings Alex Carey to the crease. He had played a very useful innings in the previous game. 36 not out of 37 balls, 5 boundaries in there at Hyderabad. Well, Australia will need a similar sort of a knock from him. But Jadeja proving his effort, proving his worth in the field with that magnificent effort. 48, 59 balls. The partnership worth 39 has now been broken, and Australia need to start again. 4 boundaries for Peter Hanscom. 5th wicket falling at 171 for Australia. Now 80 from 75. Still gettable. Meanwhile, it's Alex Carey in his 11th game. 282 runs so far, an average of 31. A strike rate of 78. He's the wicketkeeper batsman. Shami now outside the off stump. And this is cut away to the deep for a single. Carry off the mark. So there we go. Jadeja pouncing on the ball. And what a throw that was. And he was throwing to the non-striker's end, running in from backward point, and that was such a direct hit, such an angle that was. You can't really see all 3 stumps from there, maybe 1.5, and Virat Kohli's expression says it all. Taken it on the bounce and just threw it. Shami once again to Alex Carey. In fact, that was Stoinis who had taken the single of the last ball because the batsman had crossed over. Visuals of that wicket again. Played it to his strong arm, the left arm. He was running in from backward point. He was standing deep on the circle. Was Jadeja, just ran in, 3 steps in, picked it up, threw it, and direct hit. Shami to Carey, this time round the leg side, and it's a wide. 6 runs off this over so far. In the 38th over, 78 from 73. That's the requirement. Nobody moving. This could go down to the wire. Could be a very, very even Stevens game till the very end. Shami to Carey, this time onto his leg stump, and he's flicked it towards mid-wicket. There's nobody in the deep, so there'll be some chase there. Vijay Shankar runs it from square leg, and well, is that just the 1? In fact, 2. So Carey was looking for 3 there, but Stoinis refused. And at the end of 38 overs, it's 175 for 5. 13 extras for India so far, 10 wides in there. That almost adds up to another batsman in these conditions where the ball is gripping and turning. The spinners are making the batsmen work hard for every run. The batsmen are pining for pacers so that they can get that just extra dash of speed on the ball so they could use it to maneuver the field. Well, it's Kedar Jadhav who's going to continue. There's no surprise in that, given the number of overs available, number of overs of spin that are available to Virat Kohli. 3 from Jadhav and 3 from Kuldeep. That's 6 overs out of the remaining 12 that can be overs of spin. But it'll depend a lot on Jadhav's economy. In this over particular, this time outside the off stump, and he's cut away. This will be a chase for the fielder from extra cover. And Stoinis collects a boundary, welcome boundary, 21 not out for him now. He's scored his 2nd boundary through extra cover, found the gap with ease, and Jadhav has conceded 4 of the very first ball. So this could be a pressure situation for Kedar Jadhav. On average, he bowls 5 overs at the most in any ODI innings. Always a filler for the 5th bowler, whether it's Vijay Shankar or Hardik Pandya. Pandya on most occasions. But Pandya's out of the series with a back injury. Here goes Jadhav. to Stoinis. This time again on the off stump, keeping a tad low. Slow delivery. He had to wait to play it, and then drives to the fielder at extra cover. It was Ravindra Jadeja who was giving that chase. Even he was not able to stop the ball on that last delivery for 4, which goes to show how well placed that was from Stoinis. This time again outside the off stump, again keeping low. He was backing away and had to reach for it. Plays it to deep point for a single. Thus Stoinis has moved on to 22 of 35 balls. 5 runs of this over from the first 3 balls. 71 of 69. That boundary helping the equation. 71 of 69. That boundary helping the equation a bit. So now under. Well. On the screen. Jadhav bowled that last delivery from behind the stumps. Kumar Dharamsena failed to notice that. Remember, Bhuvneshwar Kumar bowled from behind the umpire one delivery in the Melbourne ODI, and that was adjudicated a dead delivery. This time a dot delivery towards cover from Carey. Here goes Jadhav again, keeping low onto the leg stump, and he's turned it down towards long on. Jadhav puts in a diving effort to his left, but cannot prevent the single. 6 runs from this over, 5 deliveries so far. It's 181 for 5. 6 runs from this over, 5 deliveries so far. It's 181 for 5. Bowling very side on, Kedar Jadhav. Every time he bowls overarm, that's the loopy delivery. This time a reverse sweep from Stoinis. He's got it fine. Chase for Shami, but he cuts it off before the boundary, and the batsmen are coming back for 2 runs. A good reverse sweep there from Stoinis. Just a flick. He's moved on to 24. The score 183 for 5 after 39 overs.
Too many documents you no longer need to keep, taking up precious space and difficult to move? How do you dispose of them securely? Throw them out? Risk of identity theft. Shred them yourself? Very time consuming. Call Shred On Site. We'll destroy them immediately and securely in our Shred On Site shredding truck. Shred On Site. No need to remove staples, clips or folders. It's all shredded and 100% recycled. For total security and peace of mind, Shred On Site. Visit shredonsite.com.au.
Macquarie Sports Radio.
I think it was a very poor performance. One of the worst things I have ever seen done on a cricket field.
All sports, all the time.
Welcome back to Jamta Stadium in Nagpur, and the equation is 68 of 66 balls. This could really go down to the wire, to borrow from Indian coach Ravi Shastri's vocabulary. Meanwhile, it's Jasprit Bumrah who's back into the attack. 6 overs, none for 21. He's delivery outside the off stump. He's forward and prods at it towards mid-on. Something's got to give here. Australia need a couple of boundaries to perhaps hike up the pressure on India. India will be looking for wickets, and that's why they brought in Bumrah. Kuldeep Yadav's 3 overs being held back at the moment. Bumrah this time wide outside the off stump, and a bit of a misfield from Ravindra Jadeja. You don't see that every day. Put in a diving effort, couldn't stop the ball completely. Well, the other way to look at it is that he saved nearly 2 runs at least. But usually when he dives, takes it on the bounce, he's able to clutch it. Human after all. So, now the right-hander on strike. Carey on 4 not out is at the non-strikers end. The score moves along to 184 for 5. Stoinis on strike, 24 not out of 36 balls. Bumrah from the pavilion end. This time incoming delivery short of length, and he stands tall and plays a defensive stroke back to the bowler for no run. Be intriguing how India use their remaining overs. Will Kedar Jadhav get another ball? He's been good with his bowling so far. 8 overs, 1 for 33, but the last 2 overs have been a tad expensive. Here's Bumrah once again to Stoinis. This time Fuller in swinging, and he's tried to cut it away, gets an inside edge onto his pad, but quickly comes down for a single. Alex Carey was off in a scamper, and they're able to chase that single. Incoming delivery from Bumrah, getting an inside edge. 2 from this over so far, and as I was saying, it's important to see whether Kedar Jadhav gets another over or 10. That's the gamble, pivotal gamble in the scheme of things. Here's Bumrah once again, but this time to Carey, who's 4 not out. Pivotal gamble in the scheme of things. Here's Bumrah once again, but this time to Carey, who's 4 not out. This time Fuller. Just 2 runs off this over. 1 more delivery to go. 17 fours and a 6 so far. It's been that sort of a day. Not too many sixes, just the 2. One from India, 1 from Australia. Finch with the 6 for Australia, and it was Vijay Shankar with the 6 for India. This time outside the off stump, he's cut it away, and Carey is able to cross over for a single. At the end of 40 overs, it's 186 for 5. India at the same stage were 204 for 6. So there's a bit of a gap there of 14 runs and a wicket, but Australia wouldn't mind that. They're still in the game. Stoinis is at the crease, and he can really guide this chase. He's playing an intelligent hand here. 65 needed from 60 balls, and now the 3rd power play has been signalled, which means there'll be 5 fielders outside the 30-yard circle, and this might be the signal for Kuldeep Yadav to come back and bowl a bit. He has 3 overs remaining, and as if on cue, it's Kuldeep Yadav who's coming on to bowl. 2 for 27 from 7 overs. We had Kedar Jadhav earlier bowling from this end. Meanwhile, Bumrah 7 overs, none for 24. Kedar Jadhav 8 overs, 1 for 33. So how the spell goes for Kuldeep will determine if Jadhav comes back to bowl or not. India, of course, will be looking to take a couple more wickets. He's bowling with backward point, and extra cover for the left-hander. There's also mid-wicket in position, Shikhar Dhawan. He's a bit inside the 30-yard circle. Here he goes, Kuldeep Yadav down the leg side. An attempt to sweep it, but completely mistimed from Alex Carey, who turns his back to Kuldeep Yadav as if, well, it's a game of cat and mouse. Really early into the shot there. No timing at all. There's a bit of an appeal from Dhoni and Kuldeep. Was there bat first or pad first? The umpire is not interested. 2 sounds there. The umpire is not interested. 2 sounds there. Ooh. This time turning away from the left-hander. Very tough to say whether it was bat or pad first. Perhaps the pad, but not enough in it for the umpire to be interested on that previous delivery. Meanwhile, this is a sweep from Carey, and there's work to do for Mohammad Shami in the deep. The batsman will cross over for 2 runs easily, and Dhoni fails to grab it. That's a rarity. Visual of the line tracker. Umpires call that one, and missing the wickets. He was turning away. Although Dhoni was interested, Kuldeep as always interested. This one moving away from Carey, who backs off and cuts it, but straight to the fielder at point. So just the 2 runs off it so far. 5 deliveries in this over. Last ball coming up. It's 188 for 5. Change in the field. Yes, the mid-wicket has gone to fine leg now. So the vacant area in front of square on the leg side, he swept it. But there is square leg in the deep. So just a single to end this over. It's 41 overs gone, 189 for 5.
G'day, I'm Clive Larkman, and it's Herb and Chili Festival time again. We'll have stallholders from around the country with their latest chili and herb products, chili beer, local wines and much more for you to sample and buy. There'll be music and free activities for the kids, so bring the family along and enjoy the day. Join us for our Hot Summer Night gig with Normie Rowe, 6pm to 10pm Saturday night. Jump on our website, herbchilifestival.com.au to buy tickets. Add a bit of spice to your life and come down to the Herb and Chili Festival, 16th, 17th of March, Warburton Highway, Wandon.
Coming soon to Macquarie Sports Radio. The 2019 Australian Formula One Grand Prix. All sports, all the time.
We've got a fight on our hands here at the Vidarbha Cricket Association ground in Janthan, Nagpur, as Jasprit Bumrah about to start his 8th over. The leg side clipped away. There is protection at deep fine leg. Kuldeep Yadav will pick up and to 190 for 5. Australia being forced to fight for every run. Required run rate has climbed to 6.61 required of 53 deliveries, and that's how tough it has been going in the chase for Australia. On strike now, Marcus Stoinis batting on 25 of 38 deliveries, 2 fours in his innings, facing up to Jasprit Bumrah now from the commentary box end and pushing away towards the short cover fielder. That's Virat Kohli. The Indian captain led the Indian batting with 116 of 120 deliveries with the help of 10 fours, getting his 40th 100 in one-day internationals. The only man in India ahead of him in the only Indian ahead of him is Sachin Tendulkar with 49 of those. Virat Kohli certainly would be hoping to catch up with him sooner rather than later. The next one is outside the off stump, beating the outside edge of the bat of Marcus Stoinis. Loud sigh goes up in the crowd. Nobody is moved from their seats. That's how this tight match this is. 190 for 5, 61 required of 51 deliveries. Bumrah just going past the outside edge of the bat, not making contact. Australia have started their run chase at 5 runs and over. It's now required run rate has gone up above 7. Next one is pushed away towards the short cover where Virat Kohli will pick up 3 dot balls in a row, putting the pressure squarely on the Australian batsman to get a move on. Required run rate with every dot ball will climb. 61 required of 50 deliveries. Bumrah at the top of his bowling mark, but Stoinis had gone down the pitch for a chat with his partner Alex Carey, the Australian wicketkeeper. Definitely the tension all around, including the Australian dressing room. Bumrah, right arm over the wicket to Marcus Stoinis, this time on the off stump and bit of a inside edge onto the pad. But before fielder Ravindra Jadeja in from point, another single taken. Score moves on to 191 for 5. That's 2 runs from this over so far, as Indians making progress tough for the Australians. Inside edge onto the thigh pad, that hurt Stoinis. He was on a bit of pain, but he went through with a run nonetheless. Alex Carey now to take strike against Bumrah. 191 for 5. Bumrah comes in, bowls to Carey, pushes it towards cover, will pick up another easy single to end that over at 192 for 5. Moves on to double figures. Now 10 of 16 deliveries is Carey. Stoinis 26 of 42. Bumrah has gone through 8 overs, none for 27. No wickets for Bumrah as yet. Long consultation between the captain Virat Kohli and former captain Mahendra Singh Dhoni. And as We see Kuldeep Yadav now coming in for his 9th over. Quite interesting to see what plans these two have for their bowling attack, because the Australian innings at the moment under a lot of pressure. Ravindra Jadeja is the only one who's bowled out. 10 overs, 48 runs and no wicket. That is his contribution. 48, 1 for 48 in his 10 overs. One more over possibly for Kedar Jadhav. Kuldeep Yadav has got 2 more overs to go. Jasprit Bumrah has got 2. Shami has got 3 remaining. So that is the attack options available in the remaining 8 overs. Kuldeep Yadav will start his over number 9. This time starts with one on the off stump, pitching and turning away from the left-handed carry. Slices it towards the deep point boundary and picks up 4. A good start to the over for the Australians. Carey sliced that drive into the backward point fence for 4 runs, and score moves on to 196 for 5. Still 55 to get from 47 deliveries. Required run rate still 7. Long chase there from Vijay Shankar, not successful. Kuldeep Yadav to Alex Carey, cuts again, but cuts straight to the point fielder, which is beg your pardon, that is Kedar Jadhav there, and pick up and return. Jasprit Bumrah at short third man. Point is Kedar Jadhav. On the cover fence, boundary rider is Vijay Shankar. Short cover is Virat Kohli, as Carey decides to go onside and picks up another 4. Will this be the turnaround over for Australia? They already got 8 of the first 3 deliveries of this over. India certainly in a spot of bother as Mahendra Singh Dhoni now walks across the pitch to have a word with Kuldeep Yadav, possibly wanting to tell him where he should be pitching to Alex Carey. Left-hander throwing his bat about with gay abandon and picking up runs. That was his second boundary, and both of them coming in this over itself. He's moved on to 18 of 19. Stoinis batting on 26 of 42. Australia 200 now, breached 200 for 5 with the help of that boundary, and it's 42 overs and 3 deliveries. In the next one, cut away once again by Carey. Wants a second, but none exists there. The return is fired in by Vijay Shankar from the point region. Australia 201 for 5. Stoinis now on strike, batting on 28. Required run rate just a shade under 7, 6.82. Already got 9 runs of the 4 deliveries in this over. Kuldeep Yadav making final adjustments to his field as the right-hander now comes in. Square leg, deep fine leg, moving on to square leg, and Kedar Jadhav taking his position at the short fine leg area on the 30-yard circle. Boundary rider Vijay, of course, at deep mid-wicket for the right-handed Marcus Stoinis. Kuldeep Yadav, left arm over the wicket. Stoinis comes in and drives handsomely high in the air into the stands. It goes a welcome 6, and that certainly looks like the breakout over for Australia. 15 runs at mid-on, but he had absolutely no chance as the ball landed straight into the stands. Kuldeep Yadav little disappointed. He's already picked up 2 wickets, but this over proving a tad expensive. Final delivery batted back towards the bowler for a dot ball, and 43 overs gone. Australia now 207 for 5.
When choosing health cover, you shouldn't be distracted by too much noise. That's why at NIB, our cover ranges from basic to gold. With simple excess options,
500 750.
To help you easily manage the cost of your premiums. That's how it should be. That's NIB.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
The Indian captain Virat Kohli has handed the ball to Mohammad Shami from the pavilion end, now replacing Jasprit Bumrah. Bumrah and Shami still wicketless, but wicket or two here would certainly put a lot of pressure on Australia. Shami decides to go right arm round the wicket to the left-handed Alex Carey. 44 required on 42 deliveries, still just a shade over. 6 runs and over this time, close to the off-stump, cut away towards the third man area. Shikhar Dhawan will pick up and return. Just a single for Carey, and that brings the right-handed Marcus Stoinis to strike. Kuldeep Yadav, disappointed with his previous over, gave away 15 runs, and that certainly took a lot of pressure away from the Australians, who were at one point of time looked like getting bogged down, and after that 15-run over seems to have regained their confidence and composure. 33 for Stoinis, so 32, beg your pardon, for Stoinis. This time on the off-stump, a loud appeal from Dhoni and Shami, but Dhoni indicating the ball going down the leg side, so no need to even think about a review as the batsmen rush across for a single. 209 for 5. 2 singles of the first 2 deliveries. Ball certainly moving off the seam, and Dhoni quite rightly said it was missing leg stump, so no need to even think about a review. DRS, very, very aptly known by the Indian team as the Dhoni review system. If he says there's a review, there is a review. But this is the next one, clipped away by Carey towards the long on fielder. Single is all that he will get. Throw fired in at the non-striker's end. Shami can't collect. Kuldeep Yadav, the man at long on. Marcus Stoinis back on strike, batting on 33 of 45. Carey on 21 of 22. Shami wicketless so far. 7.3 overs for him, none for 41. Australia 210 for 5 in the 44th over. Target 251. Can Shami do something? Right arm over the wicket, this time pushed very, very softly when before Virat Kohli can come in from the short cover position. Batsmen rush across for yet another single. That's the 4th single of the over, and now with the required run rate at 6 and over, just a shade over, they will be feeling much more confident about the chase. 44th over in progress. 2 more deliveries to go in this over. Australia need to get a move on. Chat between Bumrah and Shami as he stands at the top of his bowling mark. Possibly the 2 new ball bowlers exchanging quick notes. What needs to be done to get a wicket? Mahendra Singh Dhoni looking serious. So is the Australian dressing room as Nathan Coulter-Nile is padded up. Next man to come in. It's a couple of fielders. It's Kedar Jadhav probably doing some stretches. He's bowled 8 overs so far. Kedar Jadhav for 1 for 33, and the next one is pitched short, this time clipped away towards the deep mid-wicket area. Vijay Shankar will pick up and return, but not before single has been taken. So 5 deliveries have yielded. Every run, every ball has yielded a single. India and Australia move on to Ranchi, Jharkhand Cricket Association ground, on the 8th of March. That's 2 days away. But at the moment, some unfinished business here in Nagpur. The last delivery pushed down towards the long on fielder, and this over will end with 6 runs for Australia. 230, and this over will end with 6 runs for Australia. 213 for 5. Australia at the end of 44 overs. Stoinis on 35 of 47. Carey on 22 of 23. And that one over which yielded 15 runs, definitely the one over that's the most expensive in this entire match so far. India also had one Coulter-Nile over, of which they picked off 14 runs, but none so far. Apart from that, there was not a single over where India got more than 10 runs, whereas the Australians have one other over, that's over number 10, which got them 10 runs. That was the last over of the first power play. 213 for 5. Kuldeep Yadav for his 10th and final over. So he will bowl out. Can he do the trick for India in his final over? Point, shot, fine leg, shot mid-wicket, shot cover. Cuts and cuts hard. Ball racing away towards the boundary. Stoinis starts the over with a 4, and that will release the pressure on Australia. First delivery yielding 4 runs. Moving on to 217 for 5 is Australia in the 45th over. The ball pitched slightly short, and that allowed room for Stoinis to rock onto the back foot and cut to the point fence. Next one from the left-handed Kuldeep Yadav, pitching on leg stump, clipped away towards the back of the square. There is protection there. Jasprit Bumrah will pick up and return, but not before single accrues. This partnership already worth 47 of 42 deliveries, and certainly making sure that Australia are moving slowly but surely towards victory. Left-handed carry now on strike. Kuldeep 2 for 50 in his 10th over. This time a sweep, and he's been bowled off the inside edge. There is a twist in this tail. This tail is certainly not gonna go away so quickly. 6th wicket for 218. It is Carey who was trying to push the scoring along, now bowled off the inside edge by Kuldeep Yadav, and that's wicket number 6 gone. Carey gone for 22 of 24, 2 boundaries to his name, and that's wicket number 3 for Kuldeep Yadav, who's gone for 50 plus runs, 50 runs exactly, but picked up 3 wickets, those of Aaron Finch, Glenn Maxwell, and now the dangerous looking Alex Carey. Marcus Stoinis still fighting with 40 of 49. Alex Carey gone, and that brings to the crease Coulter-Nile, Nathan Coulter-Nile, to join Marcus Stoinis. This is going to be very, very interesting. Definitely looks like going down to the wire. Alex Carey. Now Australia need run a ball, 33. 45th over in progress. This is 10th and final over for Kuldeep Yadav. He has done exactly what his captain wanted him to do, pick up wickets, and that's what he has done. He's got rid of the dangerous looking Alex Carey, who had scored 22 of just 24 deliveries with the help of 2 boundaries. Nathan Coulter-Nile now on strike, the right-hander, slip in position. Rohit Sharma can, and this time forward in defense, slightly in the air, but too far from anybody. Kuldeep Yadav charges to his left to pick up. Coulter-Nile safe in his crease. 45th over, 2 more deliveries to go. 2 dot balls, with one of them a wicket for Kuldeep Yadav. That was wicket number 3 so far. Nathan Coulter-Nile, the man who's certainly very, very dependable. And now Kuldeep Yadav decides to change the angle, coming round the wicket, left arm round the wicket to Coulter-Nile. Can he provide something different? And this time hit hard towards the long off fielder. It is Ravindra Jadeja in the deep, but he cannot prevent the batsman from picking up 2 more runs. 220 for 6. 1 more delivery to go. This should be the final delivery, and Kuldeep Yadav decides to go left arm over once again. Coulter-Nile goes high and handsome, and this will certainly, this falls into safe area to the right of Ambati Raidu. Vijay Shankar helps him clean up. Batsmen pick up yet another 3 runs, and the score moves on to 220 to pick up 2, beg your pardon, 222 for 6 at the end of 45 overs.
Tipsters, this could be your year. NRL footy tipping is back at rugbyleaguelive.com.au. First prize, $20,000 cash from On Deck, the small business loan specialist. And for the best tipper of each week, there's a $250 Lowe's gift card thanks to Lowe's Menswear. Get your tips in each week and you could be a winner. Register now at rugbyleaguelive.com.au.
New South Wales permit LTPS 1932240 ACTTP 1902760.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second one-day international, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
So Kuldeep Yadav has bowled out. He's completed his quota of 10 overs, 54 runs, 3 wickets for him. Bumrah now back into the attack. 2 overs for him, 2 overs from Shami. Kedar Jadhav, when will he bowl his 1 over? Or will he be held back? That is going to be the key. Jasprit Bumrah with his 9th over. India desperately need a wicket or 2. This time clipped away past the point fielder. Ravindra Jadeja cannot pick it up. Kuldeep Yadav will pick up run in from 3rd man and a single. Now 28 required of 29 deliveries. Just a shade under 6. 223 for 6 in 45.1 overs. 4 runs for Nathan Coulter-Nile. Of 3 deliveries, Stoinis has got to 41 of 50. 3 4s and a 6 for him. Required run rate has been brought under 6 thanks to some heroic hitting by Alex Carey. Jasprit Bumrah once again comes in to Coulter-Nile. This time a bowled in! Straight delivery from Jasprit Bumrah, and Australia lose wicket number 7 with the score on 2-3, and the crowd goes delirious here in Nagpur. 28 more required of 28 deliveries. It's Coulter-Nile who's gone clean bowled as he missed the ball completely, and in 45.2 overs now Australia are in a bit of a trouble. 4 runs of 4 deliveries. Coulter-Nile clean bowled by Bumrah, his first wicket, but what a time to get that wicket. 142.6 clicks that delivery, and certainly Coulter-Nile did not have much clue about that. Pat Cummins is the new man in, and he too can throw his bat about a fair bit. We had seen that in the test matches as well, especially in the Melbourne test, where he scored 64 and delayed India's victory when India were pushing to go 2-1 up in the series. All depends on Marcus Stoinis and Pat Cummins, because the 2 men to follow are Nathan Lyon and Adam Zampa. Neither of them can claim any great prowess with the bat, but it will be now interesting to see what are the tactics being employed by Marcus Stoinis. It's Pat Cummins on strike because the last dismissal was clean bowled. Jasprit Bumrah, top of his bowling mark, waiting for the batsman Pat Cummins to settle down. Crowd waiting expectantly as well. In comes Bumrah, right arm over the wicket to Pat Cummins, onto the stumps, but played back towards the bowler by Cummins. That will be a welcome dot ball for India. Every dot ball will increase the pressure, and every wicket will certainly do a lot to increase the pressure on Australia. Good in cutter from Jasprit Bumrah, and score 223 for 7. Bumrah once again to Pat Cummins. It's time edged it, and there is a loud appeal. Umpire Nitin Menon going in consultation with umpire Dharmasena. Didn't hear anything, says Nitin Menon. Did the ball carry? That is so. Is going upstairs to Joel Wilson. Soft signal is out. There is an edge involved. The only doubt is, did the ball carry to wicketkeeper Mahendra Singh Dhoni? This is going to be very, very interesting. No problems with the no ball. That's the first thing that the TV umpire will check. And then Bumrah's delivery of the... There is a bit of movement. Now only remains to be seen. Ball pouched very cleanly by Dhoni, and absolutely no doubt that Pat Cummins is on his way back. The ball carried, and that has been ruled out. Crowd going delirious. So Bumrah with a double strike in this over has now put the pressure squarely on the Australians. 2 deliveries faced by Pat Cummins, one defensively patted back, and the next one edged behind. 8 down for 223. Jasprit Bumrah with wickets number 7 and 8, and now Australia have got really a fight on their hands, because 251, which was looking extremely gettable for them, and the first wicket partnership added 83 runs, but now things seem to have changed a fair bit. Could not get any partnership together. Peter Hanscom did fight with 48 of 49, but he was, unfortunately for him and fortunately for India, run out by a direct hit from Ravindra Jadeja. Pressure now squarely on Australians, because they are the ones who are 1-0 down and don't want to slip down to 2-0. 6.46 the required run rate, as the new man in is Nathan Lyon. He too can bat a bit, although only a bit, not too much batting prowess. Just the 18th match for him, 9 innings, 62 runs is all that he's got, but a high of 30. And what a moment if he can get even half of those 30 runs that his highest score is for Australia. Kohli taking time to set his field. Jasprit Bumrah with 2 more deliveries remaining in this over. Mobile phone torches light up at Janta as the spectators egg on Jasprit Bumrah, bowling to Nathan Lyon. This time again on to the off stump. There is an appeal. No effect on umpire Nitin Menon. It was a very muted reaction from the keeper Mahendra Singh Dhoni, but the ball wasn't far from the outside edge. Crowd cheering and appealing for just about everything. 223 for 8. 1 more delivery remaining in this over. This match is certainly going down to the wire. The only doubt in Nathan Coulter-Nile's Pat Cummins' dismissal was, did the ball carry to Dhoni, and the TV umpire had absolutely no doubt. This time edge towards third man, and no run taken. Marcus Stoinis will keep the strike with him. 46 overs gone. Australia 223 for 8. 28 more required of 24 deliveries. Stoinis has to take charge. 41 of 50, 3 4s and a 6 from him. Bumrah has bowled 9. Shami has bowled 8. Now it will be interesting to see if Shami or Kedar Jadhav got one more over between Kedar Jadhav and Vijay Shankar, who will have to bowl one more over. But at the moment, Virat Kohli is not even thinking about either of them. Handed the ball to Shami. Possibly he's gambling on bowling Australia out with in the next 3 overs and keep that one over from the 5th bowler as a gamble. If it pays off, well and good. Otherwise, the match is as good as gone, because 2 wickets is all that India require. Australia still need 28 runs. Number 10, Nathan Lyon at the crease, but at the moment, strike is with Marcus Stoinis, batting on 41 of 50 deliveries. Marcus Stoinis, he's the man on whom rests Australia's hope. Can Shami do what Bumrah did? Double strike in the previous over. Kuldeep picked up 1. That was the wicket of Alex Carey. And then Coulton Island, Pat Cummins was sent back by Bumrah. Shami now from the commentary box in to Marcus Stoinis. Stoinis wants to get a move on, clips it towards the deep mid-wicket area, wants to come back for a single, but the throw from Vijay Shankar comes in nice and sharp to Mohammad Shami, and that brings a loud cheer from the crowd as well, because they know it's Nathan Lyon now on strike. 27 required of 23 deliveries. Mohammad Shami in his 9th over has given away 44 runs, wicketless so far, but wickets now will certainly be really priceless. India need just 2 more wickets as change in the field. Jadeja, it is Ambati Raidu at short mid-wicket. Kohli at mid-on, this time pushing it to could have been a direct hit, but deflection. Raidu cannot back up. Kedar Jadhav went for a direct hit, missed it, and a single brings Stoinis back on strike. So 2 runs of the first 2 Shami deliveries. Kedar Jadhav fired it in. Had he connected, definitely Nathan Lyon would have been in a spot of bother, but Kedar Jadhav missed. Ambati Raidu could not back up cleanly. 26 still required of 22 deliveries. 7.09 the required run rate. 225 for 8. 47th over in progress. Mohammad Shami straight as into the off and middle stumps, and Stoinis can do nothing but play it quietly back to the bowler. So a dot ball. That certainly brings out loud cheers from the crowd, because they know every dot ball is increasing the pressure. Now 26 required from 21 deliveries. Jasprit Bumrah has got just 1 more over. Shami will have 1 more after this. So that takes care of over numbers 48 and 49. Who will bowl the 50th over if the match goes that far? This time clipping it towards past the point fielder. Kedar Jadhav can't field, and that's a boundary for Marcus Stoinis. Room outside the off stump, and Shami this time not able to bring it back in as he wanted to, and a boundary makes the quiet crowd go hush. 229 for 8. Still 22 required of 7. Very well placed cut there by Marcus Stoinis, getting him 4, and Australia now closer to that victory. Shami to Marcus Stoinis, moves on to 46 now. Again tries to cut it to deep third man, and will pick up a single before Jasprit Bumrah can return. 229 for 8. 7 runs have come off this over. 19 deliveries to go, 21 to get for Australia. Shami feeling the pressure, especially after the boundary was hit off his bowling. 5 deliveries gone, 7 runs have been taken. 21 runs required by Australia. India need 2 wickets. 19 balls to get them. That's how close the equation is. Time a Yorker turned away by Nathan Lyon, but Marcus Stoinis will not take a single. 47 overs bowled. Australia 230 for the loss of 8 wickets.
The 7-seat Kia Sorento, winner of Australia's best cars, all-wheel drive SUV, with AEB safety, sat-nav and 360-degree camera, plus a great finance offer across the Sorento range. It's smiles all round. Get into a Kia Sorento today with Australia's best 7-year warranty. Offer ends 31st of March 2019. Finance to approve applicants only. Excludes government, rental and large fleet buyers. Credit criteria, fees, charges and T's and C's apply. Full details at kia.com.au.
You're listening to Macquarie Sports Radio's coverage of the second One-Day International, Australia up against India, thanks to BKT Tyres.
21 needed of 18 balls, 2 wickets in hand. Marcus Stoinis, the key player here, 47 not out of 54 deliveries, 4 fours and a 6 to play with here. And India have Shami and Bumrah. So it's going to be a very, very close affair. We have a capacity crowd at Jamta awaiting how this game plays out. Bumrah to start his final over, 2 for 28. He's bowling from the pavilion end. He comes forwards, does Stoinis, and plays it down the ground with the fielder from mid-off coming into play. Refuses a single. 2 wickets in that previous over from Bumrah. Great catch from MS Dhoni. But previously, Nathan Coulter-Nile was bowled. So that 2-wicket burst from Bumrah, pegging Australia really back. Bumrah once again to Stoinis, and this time he's forward again and defending. So no run added off the first 2 deliveries. 21 of 16 now. Required rate 7.88. That hardly matters. It's a simple equation. 21 from 16. India with 248 for 8 at this stage. Barely able to add 2 runs afterwards. But again, what matters is the Australian equation. Bumrah once again to Stoinis, who plays it on the off stump and tries to guide it down towards third man, but instead finds Ravindra Jadeja at backward point. So that is another dot delivery. Nails being chewed over, in fact, among the crowd. Quite a few young kids spending their Tuesday afternoon and evening at the cricket. Bumrah once again to Stoinis. They need some runs here, but this is defended once more. Fuller delivery, and he's played it back to the bowler. This is tight bowling. Pressure on Stoinis here. He's not ready to change strike and allow Bumrah a bowl at Nathan Lyon. And at the same time, there's also pressure to score some runs. 21 of 14. He needs to score, or at least change strike and go to the other end and perhaps play the next over. Bumrah once again to Stoinis, and that's a loud appeal, but this was beaten outside the off stump. He tried to deflect it again to third man. Bumrah went up in appeal, no appeal from Dhoni. Feet not moving, beaten outside the off stump. Ball whizzing past the outside edge. Well, there's Adam Zampa. He could be the hero. Shadow batting. Australia will hope it doesn't come to that. The field comes in. They want to deny Stoinis the single. It's mid-off, cover, backward point, mid-wicket, all closing in, all walking in. Bumrah to Stoinis. Last delivery of this over. He's clipped it towards square leg and will easily come in for a single. And that is the end of over number 48. 231 for 8. Just the 1 run from it. Bumrah has completed his spell. 2 for 29 from 10 overs. And now it remains to be seen what is happening here. Mohammad Shami is coming in to bowl his final over. He's bowled 9 overs, none for 51. And then, if Stoinis decides to take it to the final over, takes a leaf from MS Dhoni's book and takes it to the final over, India will have to choose from Vijay Shankar and Kedar Jadhav. This is a game of chess now. Stoinis has to make sure that he scores a few and sees this over off without damage and is on strike in the next over. So quite a bit to tick off here in this over from Mohammad Shami. Pressure on the batsman, pressure on the bowler, because India, well, they have to choose between Shankar and Jadhav for that last over. That will be interesting. Meanwhile, it's Shami bowling to Marcus Stoinis, and he's back of length, and he stepped forward and played it back to the bowler. He's struggling to get the ball away off the square, or he's just biding his time. This is intriguing, very intriguing. 48 of 61 balls, 4 fours and a 6. He needs a few more of those. Foot stomping, singing in the crowds, chewing nails. This is probably going down to the wire as long as Stoinis is there. 20 needed of 11. Shami running in once again. Back of length, and he's clipped it down in the air. Fielder, arm outstretched, was reaching for it at square leg. The batsmen are able to cross over for a 2 because he was not able to reach it. Meanwhile, Stoinis is 50 not out of 62 balls. His 6th ODI half century here. It's come off 62 balls. It was up in the air, flicked off the pads, and it was Kuldeep Yadav with a heartful dive at square leg, and the ball was just beyond his reach. Now this equation is 18 of 10. So is there a change in the field? No, it's Virat Kohli at mid-off. There's also extra cover, backward point, third man, fine leg, a bit square, and there's square leg and deep mid-wicket too. Shami running in to Stoinis, this time back of length again on the off stump, and he's clipped it, and he has played it to square leg for a single. Weird one that. He's ready to take a single off Shami's bowling, but not Bumrah's. Just goes to show how highly Bumrah is rated at the moment. Or in fact, it's just time to run. Either of the two, take your pick. It's 17 of 9 needed. Nathan Lyon, he's no mug with the bat. Trouble the Indian bowling all Australian summer. But this is ODI cricket, this is different. 17 of 9. And the field just takes a few steps in. No changes. Shami and Kohli now in conversation. Will there be a change? Crowd getting behind Shami as he gets ready to bowl. No change to the field still. There's mid-off, extra cover, backward point, mid-wicket. But all of them have taken 4 or 5 steps in. Third man goes a bit fine. That's the only change noticeable here. Shami to Nathan Lyon. Will he try for the Yorker? No, it's short of length outside the off stump. It cuts away. It's cut away for a single. Rohit Sharma in the deep at point. Just the 1 run then. 4 of this over so far. Stoinis and Lyon manoeuvring the situation well. They know after 2 deliveries it's Vijay Shankar who's given 13 runs in the 1 over, or Kedar Jadhav 8 overs, 1 for 33. 50th over is no situation to be bowling your part-time spinner. Shami, can he do the job for India? 16 needed of 8. Stoinis on strike again. He backs away and pulls it down the ground. Will try to come back for 2, but no. It's Ravindra Jadeja down at long on. He's running in quick and cuts off the ball for a single. So 15 of 7. Well, last ball of this over. Nathan Lyon. Well, they're having a chat in the middle, Stoinis and Lyon. He must be telling him, listen mate, get a boundary. I'm not running unless it's 2 runs. But I doubt Indians will allow that. They have their best fielders on the boundary now. And the example, of course, was Jadeja down at long on. So what is it going to be as Stoinis takes another walk down? Shami is on his run up. The umpire did not have his hand up, and he has to return back from half of his run up. Dhoni also having a chat with backward point. Kedar Jadhav, the fielder there. So it's all ready. Stoinis is back after having a chat with Lyon. Dhoni is back in his position. Shami on the top of his mark. Here he goes, away from us. Shami to Nathan Lyon. This is full toss, and he's glided it down towards fine leg. That's going for 4. The fielder not able to cut it off. He was a bit square. Nathan Lyon has guided it for a much needed boundary. His first after 49. It's 240 for 8. Shami went for a yorker off his last ball. It came a full toss down the leg side, and Nathan Lyon just helped it down to fine leg. The fielder was a bit square and he was not able to cut it off. That was Vijay Shankar. And guess what? With that 4 helping Australia's cause, 11 of 6. It's Vijay Shankar to bowl the last over. He's gone for 13 in his first over. These are not conditions in which he thrives. So a lot of pressure on him. And let's study the field now. We have long off, extra cover, backward point, third man up in the circle, square leg on the 30-yard circle. There's fine leg, there's deep mid wicket, and long on in position as well. And there's deep cover. And now there's a bit of a change. Players switching over. Kuldeep Yadav coming into the circle at extra cover, and it's Rohit Sharma who's going back to deep cover for protection in the deep. Vijay Shankar to bowl his second over of the game. Equation is 11 of 6. Marcus Stoinis, 52 not out of 64. He is on strike. He's played it really well. And now there's a change in personnel again in the deep. Mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket and long on are changing position. Raidu at long on, and Jadeja's gone to deep mid-wicket. Dhoni asking Raidu at long on to move finer, straighter. Well, it looks like everyone's ready now. This crowd is on their feet. I am on my feet. 11 of 6. Vijay Shankar from the pavilion end. Fuller delivery, that's allowed. Appeal is out. Nitin Menon raises his finger, but immediately Marcus Stoinis has asked for a review. Oh, this is a humdinger. delivery. He went for the full-blown hoik. And let us look at it. The front foot is fine. Oh, this might be going down leg, but the umpire's call might just come in. We're waiting for the ball tracking. This could be out on umpire's call as well. Just a tad shorter than what we thought. Snickometer confirming there is no edge. Well, there is no edge. That's confirmed. That's confirmed. Two stumps showing as the ball hits his thigh pad. But we are waiting for the ball tracker. Here we go. 2 reds. And he's out on umpire's call. Marcus Stoinis has to walk back. First ball of this 50th over. Vijay Shankar has struck. Is he the new hero of the masses? 240 for 9. Australia 11 from 5. And Adam Zampa, who was shadow batting, will come into play. Will he be the hero for Australia? Seemed a fuller delivery, but in turn it was just back of length from Shankar. Stoinis standing outside his crease, went for the full hoik, missed. There was no inside edge, and he was hit on the back leg. The batsman perhaps felt that it was going down leg, but it was out on umpire's call. Conversation with Shankar, Dhoni and Virat Kohli. They'll be changing over the field now. Adam Zampa will take strike. Well, will he take a single and give Lathan Lyon the strike? It's all happening here. 11 of 5. Grim faces in the Australian dressing room. Zampa's strike rate 62.99 in his ODI career, T20 career 88.46. Well, it doesn't matter. All he needs is a big strike. Like I said, he was shadow batting in the pavilion before he came out to bat. Changes in the field. Rohit Sharma being brought to backward point. Jasprit Bumrah going to deep point. The field stays same for the right-hander Zampa. In fact, there's one change. Long off has come up. It's Virat Kohli who's fielding at mid-on now. Equation still 11, but only 5 balls remaining. Here's Vijay Shankar to Adam Zampa, and he's played it back off point. Rohit Sharma puts in the dive, but is not able to cut it, and the batsmen are able to cross over for 2 runs. So just 9 runs needed now off 4 balls. Shankar bowling at 128 clicks. He's taking pace off the ball, so there's not much to use for the batsman. Sigh of relief from Shankar when he took that wicket, when the finger went up from Nitin Menon. Virat Kohli, well, you can guess what Virat Kohli was doing. Meanwhile, it is Vijay Shankar for the 3rd ball of this over. 9 needed. Zampa comes forward. He's bowled him. He's bowled him. Shankar with 2 wickets of 3 deliveries. Australia bowled out for 242. India win by 8 runs and take a 2-0 lead in this 5-match series. Marcus Stoinis with a heroic effort. Half-century for him, 6th ODI half-century. Checking the no ball, but Vijay Shankar's foot is totally fine. Aaron Finch, 37. He was LBW by Kuldeep Yadav. Usman Khawaja, 38. He was caught by Kohli of Kedar Jadhav. Australia lost their 2 wickets very quickly. Partnerships never really materialized. Sean Marsh out for 16. Caught down leg of Ravindra Jadeja. Glenn Maxwell never really got going. He was bowled off Kuldeep, 4 of 18. Small partnership for 39 runs between Peter Hanscom and Marcus Stoinis. But Hanscom was run out with a brilliant throw from Ravindra Jadeja. He was out for 48 of 59 balls, 4 boundaries in there. Alex Carey scored 22. He was bowled by Kuldeep Yadav after Yadav took away 15 runs. Was taken away for 15 runs in his 43rd over. And then Bumrah turning up the magic. Nether Coulter-Nile and Pat Cummins out in the space of 3 deliveries. But it was Stoinis who was fighting hard. 52 of 65. But then it came down to the last over. Vijay Shankar, who hadn't bowled for a long while since the first power play, he came back for 3 deliveries only and took 2 wickets. Stoinis LBW, Zampa bowled. 2 for 15 for Vijay Shankar from 1.3 overs. In Australia, bowled out for 242. India, as I said earlier, win by 8 runs and take a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series. We'll take a short break and be back with more.
I love announcing winners.
Here we go.
Thank you to all those people that played in our Little Legends competition. There have been thousands of entries, and our first winner is the Carlingford Cougars Junior Rugby League Football Club.
That is outstanding. Thank you very much, Macquarie Sports Radio. That is absolutely awesome.
Macquarie Sports Radio's Little Legends.
You can now officially declare yourselves Little Legends.
No, I'd just like to thank Macquarie Sports Radio and to all the Cougar family listening out there. Well done to all of you.
This is how legends are made.
Nova Employment has been matching businesses to staff with ability for over 28 years and have an unbeatable track record of success. Nova can assist businesses of all sizes.
I'm Susie from Extend Bar in Parramatta. Nova Employment has matched our vacancy with an employee who has excellent work ethic and great attention to detail. I'd recommend other employers focus on ability.
Recruiting? Choose Nova Employment, Sydney's premier disability employment service. Visit novaemployment.com.au.
Introducing New South Wales Trustee and Guardian, the state's largest will maker. Our experts can help you make or update your will and then store it for you too. With our flexible consultations, you can start the process online, call us, or simply drop into one of our 9 offices throughout New South Wales. We make preparing a will easy. While some things have changed over the years, others remain the same for a good reason. New South Wales Trustee and Guardian, writing wills for ages. Start your will today. Visit tag.nsw.gov.au or call 1300 10 20 30. For fees and charges, please see our website.
The Northern Territory has experienced some of the most significant moments in Australia's history, including the bombing of Darwin on the 19th of February 1942. Darwin and the Territory's unique military history is a story that is now being shared with all Australians at Territory Tribute, a world-class event commemorating and acknowledging the Territory's military history. Attend Territory Tribute and discover the Territory and its unique wartime history. Travel packages available now. Visit territorytribute.com.au.
And I was up for the challenge. I was, when after the 43rd over, I was telling myself,